The Gun Shop Show, the Gun Shop Show. What is it? We don't know. The Gun Shop Show, the Gun Shop Show. Here we go, it's the Gun Shop Show.
Welcome. This is the Gun Shop Show, and we're coming to you from the sales floor of your friends in the gun business, our domain here at Liberty Tree Guns in Carthage, Missouri. And we have a fantastic show planned for you today.
That's right.
And I want to do a real quick introduction of the guys that help me make this show every week. The producer, the man behind the controls, Trevor Smith.
Hello, everybody.
And our resident gun bunny, Logan Jones. All right, I've got some freebies that we're going to do today, some things to plug, but I want to jump right into the big news. Many of you may have already tuned in for this specific thing, but we are going to be joined by a presidential candidate.
Real live presidential candidate.
Yes, and that is Libertarian candidate nominee Dr. Jo Jorgensen. Her campaign has graciously accepted an invite to be on the show. So coming up, we will have Jo Jorgensen. We have a slate of questions that we want to ask her that are gun related. And as you know, that's the mission of this show, is to bring you things in the gun category that are both interesting and enlightening, and overall, we want to entertain you. That's what we're here for. If your gun store is not making a free 2-hour radio program for you, maybe you should consider switching.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't convince them, I would just say something to them. I just walk in, bust in, and be like, hey, why aren't you making me a free quality program every week?
Like, where's your show at?
Well, why don't you make me laugh?
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, though. And speaking of a lot of work, there's been so many changes, so many business-related things that have taken our attention. We've sort of restructured to some degree internally how we are operating our store so that we can deliver to our customers the best possible experience.
This is true.
We have always easily formed friendships through what we do here, and that friends in the gun business thing is not just a catchphrase. That's a reason why we've had a higher than normal rate of sales for the population, a higher than normal selection, and we've had to grow it from very shoestring. I was not a wealthy person, so we've had to start small and grow bigger over time.
Right.
Yeah.
But now we sort of outgrew the way that we were doing things, and we have implemented some changes, which are super exciting. And I'll talk about those during the show today. We've got a ton of inventory that is coming in that's deeply discounted.
Oh, yeah. Some of those bins.
Yep.
So those are all things, while we spend a lot of time every week developing the show and planning what's going to be on the show, we're also developing a business and building a business. Right. And so when some things we had slated for today, like we were going to talk about wheel guns and revolvers on the show today.
Yeah.
And we were going to make a whole show about it, but some things came up with Jo Jorgensen joining us, with things like this bin shipment.
Making some floor changes.
Yeah, changing the layout of the sales floor.
Yep.
We are in the process of preparing a new store location. So rather than let those get in the way of the show, I decided, why not share that with the people that care about our store?
Heck yeah, not everybody gets an opportunity to kind of get a behind-the-scenes look at business growth, but let alone a gun store growth.
Yeah, it's a kind of a hidden little story in the Second Amendment community and in the entrepreneurship world. And we'll be able to share that with you.
Yeah, a lot of nuts and bolts going on here, and it's really exciting for the growth alone. And I want to point to your topic on friends in the business, and we like to do business in a way that how we like to be treated. It's the golden rule of business, and that's why we are your friends in the business, because we want to be treated that way when we go other places.
Exactly, and one of the things that's just come with time of being a business owner, I've not just adjusted my sights to what I would want to have happen to me. I've experienced in a handful of instances times where I was blown away by the customer service or
shoe-related incidents for sure.
Yeah, and maybe I'll tell that story before the end of the day, but that's what we're striving for. We brought on some new staff to facilitate these things to make sure that you're getting not only the best deals, but the best service, the least wait time when you come in the store. So we know that when you come in on a big sale day, or sometimes just on a busy day, you have to wait in line behind 3 or 4 other people.
Yeah.
And to your credit, as customers, you have been incredibly patient
and
understanding.
We're very grateful for that.
Appreciate that.
And when I say, hey, I'll be right with you, I'm sorry, bud, almost exclusively, I mean, hundreds of times I've been told, no problem, man, you're busy. That's a good thing. And they're so supportive. So I'm going to talk about how, one, we want to take that appreciation, but also roll it into where you can spend more time doing the things you want in the gun store, enjoying the things that we have to offer, and less time waiting and standing around. So I'll break all of that down. But I want to talk about, we had wheel guns slated today, so we decided let's give away a wheel gun.
Now, this is a wheel gun, right?
Not a fake one?
Not a fake one?
That's what I was wondering, too.
A wheel as in revolver.
Oh, okay. Well, this is what it sounds like when a joke crashes, folks.
I think that one, you had that one in your pocket for a while.
Yeah, I've been reusing that one. Like, it's my own personal dad joke.
That's
I've heard it like 6 times.
Yeah, today alone.
That's like the cough drop that's been in your jeans pocket, and the gumminess has bled through the wrapper, and there's lint stuck to it. It's actually been washed twice, but now 2 weeks later, your throat's really scratchy.
Yeah, so you still want to pop it in?
You're going to eat that lint, but just in the hopes that you might get something out of it.
Yeah, and just so folks are aware, that was a parallel to my fake gun / wheel gun joke, is the dirty lozenge comparison.
Yeah, so you've even floated it casually to me before.
Yeah, I'm always like, hey man, you think people are gonna be okay with this? And you're like, it's terrible. I'm like,
please don't do it.
I still have to do it.
Please don't do it on the show.
I mean, it's like ripped pants, man. You just got it. You got to keep at it until it lands.
I'm the host of the show, and I'm advising you: do not make that. Do not make that joke. Okay,
let's tell people about this gun we're giving away.
Let's give away this gun. So, we have a Heritage Rough Rider 22 long rifle. These guns are absolute troopers. And I can say that from multiple levels of experience with them. But what this is a single action. This looks like a cowboy style 22 long rifle revolver. Here, I know that not everyone is watching on the live streams on Facebook, so I'm going to give you a little audible indication of what's happening here. Here you go. Oh. Could you hear that? Did you hear that action?
Hey, let's hear the sound of that wood grip. Can we hear that?
Yep. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Wood.
It's got a Coco Bolo.
Yeah, it's real wood, too.
Grip. Coco Bolo Beach. And
how rough of a rider is that thing?
It doesn't matter how rough you ride.
Has it seen some stuff? Is it grizzled? Is that how rough it is?
So I used to have 10 of these that I use for concealed carry certification. Because a few years ago, they made you certify on both a revolver and a semi-auto.
Wow, that's really surprising.
That is, yeah.
I mean,
it was a little silly. Most people didn't want to carry a revolver, and certainly not one of this style, but we had it as a backup if you didn't have your own, so that people could do that. But we put thousands of rounds through this little Heritage Rough Rider. So if you're just listening on the radio, picture a cowboy-style single-action revolver in .22 long rifle, which is a ton of fun on the range day. And they're an item that we stock all the time. You've seen them sometimes as a holiday special item around Christmas because they just make a great gift for someone in really for any level of shooter. And in fact, my dentist was telling me how he had one, and he a friend of his was riding around in the pickup truck, and he has a problem with armadillos. Yeah. And he said, I just grabbed that thing from underneath the seat. He said it just rattles around in his truck, and it gets beat up. And he said, I leaned out the window, and I popped an armadillo with it. So there's all kinds of uses for it. But today, you can get one for absolutely free.
Wow.
Free 99.
And the way you get a chance to win that is you share the stream. That's the live stream here on Facebook. And this tag 5 friends in the comments.
That's all it takes.
Friends.
So if you're listening on the radio and you're like, what do they mean in the stream? Go to Facebook. Type in Liberty Tree Guns. You're going to see us live. So there's a couple double benefits of that. One, you can get in on winning this gun. And 2, you can see everything we're doing. So instead of just hear us talking about the Coco Bolo grip and the single action and the black finish, you can actually visually check it out, which means here coming up in the next few segments, we're going to be talking to Jo Jorgensen, presidential candidate, right here on the Gun Shop Show. Hey, Adam and Lauren. Thanks for jumping on here so we can make an ad for the show.
Yeah, absolutely. We're huge Second Amendment advocates and big supporters of Liberty Tree and the Gun Shop Show.
All right, so for the ad, we're going to want to go over what you offer.
We do all the standard auto, home insurance, life insurance.
We also do a lot of rental property, whether that be commercial rental or residential, duplexes, apartment complexes, single-family dwellings. And we have specialty policies for all your firearms.
Well, you have commercial coverage on my rental properties, so we can put that in the ad too. And I was thinking that we'll talk about how you're big supporters of the store and how you come in the store pretty much every day on your lunch break and buy guns.
Maybe don't mention the everyday thing because my wife does watch the show, but we've been known to come in occasionally.
Every once in a while.
All right, guys, I think that we have everything we need to make an ad, so once I get it done, I'll give you guys a holler to check it out. Trevor, don't put it in the ad, but those guys are in here literally every day on their lunch break. Hey everyone, the Gun Shop Show is brought to you by Carthage Lock and Key. If you need anything to do with a lock or a key
To success!
Did they tell you to say that?
No, I just thought it sounded good.
They have a mobile service, so they can come to you and cut pretty much any kind of key.
To success!
Or if you lock your keys in your
To
car.
success!
I'm talking even security modern chip keys.
To success!
Trevor, could you just jingle the name of the business? Okay.
Yeah, I'll do it good this time.
So, with all of my properties and all of the needs I have, I trust
Carthage Lock and Key! To success!
It's been a pleasure over the last 18 months serving both the Mount Vernon and the Carthage community with all their wireless needs, whether that's small business or keeping your family connected. Visit us at 100 George E. Phelps Boulevard, Carthage, Missouri, or 417-317-6342.
If you need a simple upgrade, to add a line, or need help with a plan change, come by and let one of our representatives help you out. Our Mount Vernon location is located at 318 West Mount Vernon Boulevard. Our phone number is 417-737-9669, or you can visit our Facebook page at Verizon Wireless Mount Vernon.
We have all the accessories for your favorite models, such as the S20 Ultra, maybe it's the 11 Pro Max, or the Google Pixel 4.
For just a simple plan change, an upgrade, or to add a new line to your account, stop by one of our convenient locations or check us out on social media. To get connected or stay connected to Verizon Wireless, the nation's best network.
Thank you.
We will see you soon.
This is Russell. I gotta go. It's time for the Gun Shop Show.
Welcome back on the Gun Shop Show. We are your friends in the gun business.
I think we established that we are becoming more than friends in the business.
That's true. We're your BFFs in the gun business.
For life.
And this is a super exciting episode because we have a very special guest joining us.
It's the High Winds Drifter.
Sweet.
That's not who I was suggesting, but anytime you hear, you know you're being joined by the High Winds Drifter.
He's here in essence.
Yeah, get ready to hear.
He's the High Winds Enigma Drifter.
Chills.
What is it? How many guns? 16 guns? 15
it's
guns.
been a 15 gun giveaway.
15 gun giveaway, right?
The next giveaway night is Halloween night. The best guns were saved for the final giveaway night. These are top brands, and you can look up which guns exactly are being given away by going to highwindscasino.com.
That's the spot.
Click promotions, and you'll see how to get entered, which is basically go to High Winds Casino and play.
Yeah.
And you may just win some money, but you'll also get entered to win these guns.
Right.
High Winds Casino, great supporters of the Gun Shop Show and believers in the Second Amendment.
That's true. And also, final giveaway night, I believe, Halloween night.
Halloween
so
night.
a week from today.
Yeah, there you go. So make sure you get in on that, and when you win, you get to come here and see all the things that I'm getting ready to talk about.
Heck yeah. And if you go to High Winds, maybe you'll run into a little gentleman by the name of the Drifter.
That's right, the High Winds Drifter.
He'll drift on by with itchy fingers.
Shotguns. Yeah, that's my best High Winds Drifter impression.
Hey, it's pretty good,
my
man.
fingers itching.
Pretty good. So what's going on? I got a lot of clamoring going on in the background today. What is going on at Liberty Tree?
What's happening?
Eli?
Always in motion. But I want to remind you, if you tuned in to see Dr. Joe Jorgensen, Libertarian presidential candidate, currently polling third in the polls.
Strong third, too.
Yep.
Is coming on. We're going to talk issues in the Second Amendment. It's caused quite the kerfuffle.
Dude, I swear, I was just thinking that word.
Really, kerfuffle?
Yeah, I was thinking kerfuffle, and then you said it. How do you do that, man?
I don't know. We've been spending too much time around each other in the last 5 years.
That's probably it. We're finishing each other's sandwiches and stuff.
It has caused quite a kerfuffle in the Gun Shop Show fan group. But, I just want to remind you that we are here to entertain you. But also we want to grow this show. Okay? So our effort is to make it bigger and reach more people in a positive way. That some things we like about our show is not only is it conversational with you in our fan group, and we do read what you post and the things that you care about.
Yeah, I'm in there so many times during the day looking at posts and interacting with people as much as I can.
Our goals are to promote the Second Amendment, to promote gun ownership, to invite more people into that tent by being not taking ourselves too seriously, being entertaining. If you are hardcore into guns and you've owned them for years, we have a lot of listeners that fit that mold, that enjoy our show. But I was just told last week by a mutual business connection that said, my father-in-law doesn't own a single gun, but he tunes into your show every week because he enjoys it. He thinks it's funny, and he learns stuff, and now he's kind of taking an interest in guns.
Right, and it's something that I think about frequently is like we're trying to bridge a divide here. We're trying to build a community around 2A. It's not even really political at that point, and that means that we're going to be talking to people that you may not agree with ideologically, but you got to talk to people. We have to exist with everybody, so we got to talk.
And the truth is, Donald Trump has a standing invitation to come on the Gun Shop Show. We've sent his campaign invitations for that. I'm stating it right now. That is something that we would do next episode if we can make it happen. Okay,
right.
And if you want to see that happen, please go to the campaign page. I think it's donaldjtrump.com is the 2020 campaign page. Send them a contact email. Let them know you'd love to see them on all of our great affiliates here on the Gun Shop Show. And they may just do it. We would welcome it.
That'd be awesome.
But I want to remind you, while I'm mindful of your concerns as a listener, I'm not going to turn down a national candidate or a national influence for an interview on the show. So if I could get the Queen of England on the show and have her get in the teleporter potty with us, I will do it. So if that is going to be a problem for you overall, this might not be the program for you.
Well, I think overall people should not expect that you wouldn't take the opportunity to talk to people that you may or may not otherwise want to talk to whenever you're on a show that's about talking about guns.
Yep, and so we're going to talk about guns with Dr. Joe Jorgensen. You can take it on whatever level you can appreciate it for. That is coming up, and we're super excited to do it.
Yeah.
But as Trevor mentioned, we got hustle and bustle in the store. The store has sort of outgrown some of the old ways that we did things. So in order to serve customers better, one of the big changes we've implemented is we've added a position called the sales coordinator. And that person's sole function is to do two things. Run all of the NICS background check forms.
And get you your starbursts?
Nope.
Oh.
The other one is financing. We offer financing from two different companies. And so what we had happen at times, it's not uncommon to have 10 people in the process of purchasing a gun at any given time.
Yeah.
And they would stand at the counter and fill out their background check form, and it made it difficult for those wanting to shop.
Right.
And speaking of that, Logan, would you there's two gentlemen trying to see guns, and our staff needs to go make sure they're rearranging, but I want to make sure that they've been served over there. So you pop over there and do that for me?
I can do that.
We are rearranging the sales floor to accommodate this flow. And now when you come in, there should be less of a bottleneck there. You'll get to spend time with the guys who really know the product, and then when it's time to do your background check, you're going to have somebody who's just dedicated to that. He's on his station. He can get that done quicker, so there'll be less wait times. We've also implemented some changes with our dress code so that you can tell who's a salesman and who can help you the fastest.
Most folks are going to appreciate that tremendously.
It's going to be great. We are going to talk about wheel guns. We promised that in the promo, although the whole theme of the show won't be wheel guns this week, just because we have so much good stuff on that we're going to make a whole show out of it.
Yeah, a lot of research, and plus we want to get someone else in on this and share their historical knowledge and opinions.
But we want to give you a chance to get a free wheel gun regardless on this episode. Now let me make it clear. When someone will win a gun from this episode, okay, all you have to do is share the stream, which means go to Facebook and find Liberty Tree Guns Live there. Click share. You can stay right there in the stream so you can see everything happening. Tag 5 friends, and just the pool of people who do that for this episode, one of them is going to win this Heritage Rough Rider 22 long rifle revolver right here on the Gun Shop Show. Hey everybody, Eli here, and I'm really excited to tell you that the Gun Shop Show is brought to you by one of my favorite places on earth. Located here in my hometown of Carthage on the beautiful historic square, the Emporium on the square, and the Woodshed. It's a art gallery, an event center, a gift shop. They have art classes, and there's very unique Americana artwork from famous artists like Andy Thomas. They handle a lot of his original framing. Just has this incredible old school vibe, and you can feel the history coming through through. You have to check out the art gallery, but then as you work your way to the back, my favorite part, the woodshed. Had a lot of great meals in here. They've got burgers. I love their catfish. Excellent. Chicken and waffles even. It's incredible. And it's also a music venue, so we got to see my favorite band of all time, the Ben Miller Band. Ceiling was literally raining down. They were rocking so hard. But the best thing, owned by one of my favorite people on earth, that's Cherry Babcock. Check out the Emporium on the Square and the Woodshed. Hey, podcast listeners and live stream viewers, I wanted to let you know that the Gun Shop Show is made possible by our friends at Mid-America RV. Being in the customer service industry, I have a really high standard for how customers are treated. Mid-America RV does it right. I've got my RV through their dealership, and I've taken it all over the country. We made it to South Padre Island. We've gone to Colorado several times. And if you've ever owned an RV, you know there's a lot that comes with it. So who you get it from matters. And it's extremely important that you have support after the sale. They're located just outside of Carthage. They have a really vast inventory, and they are home of, I believe they call it a forever warranty. So I urge you, if you're in the market for one, to check them out. It's a really fun and can be very affordable way to get your trips in. So visit them at midamericarv.com. We appreciate their support of the Gun Shop Show. If you're in the market for a travel trailer or fifth wheel, check out Mid-America RV. The Ruger Security 9 LTO, an exclusive new firearm only from Liberty Tree Guns. This is an affordable pistol that comes with Ruger's renowned reliability and workmanship, and comes with an optic with a 3-year warranty. If you haven't ever shot a pistol with an optic on it, it's a lot of fun and you can really acquire a target quickly. All right, Ruger Security 9 LTO unboxing. So it pretty much obviously comes with everything the Ruger Security 9 would already come with, and this is how they look in the box. Ruger started doing this insert in the box, which is kind of nice. We've had to modify it a little bit to make sure that your optic fits. So there's a cutout so the cover can go on and then the gun can fit right here in that. They come with 2 mags, so a lot of price point guns, you're just getting 1 mag, but you get 2 15-round, OEM mags. A couple little bonuses is the optic comes with the AR mounts. So if you want to pull this optic off and run it on an AR, you've got everything that you need. That's a freebie, just comes in the box. Once we pull this insert out, here's where all the goodies that come with the optic. Got a 3-year warranty on the Firefield optic, the user manual. It has the tools for both mounting the optic if you want to take it off, and also the adjustment screwdriver for the windage and elevation, and then all of the factory information for your pistol. So this is the format that those will come in. And again, guys, remember, this is an option if you are excited to try out an optic on a pistol and you want to do it for a price point. So these at this price are cheaper than some guys are paying for just an optic. You're getting the gun and the optic. You can get the price and all the details at libertytreeguns.com. Just search LTO.
Hey there. We got your lab results back. It looks like you have a fever, and the only prescription is more Gun Shop Show.
Welcome back to the Gun Shop Show. This is sort of a unique program in the fact that it takes place inside of a gun store while we're actively running a business. So it shapes my time, it shapes my focus. but it also shapes the literal sounds of what you hear when you're listening to the program. So, we're doing some rearranging to accommodate the new workflow, and that's why you may hear some of that in the background. That's why I asked Logan to take action right, live in the middle of the show. But this is a great episode. If you've never joined us before, this is the Gun Shop Show. You can get a chance to win a free revolver by tagging 5 friends and sharing the feed. But also, you're going to get to hear from Dr. Jo Jorgensen, Libertarian candidate for president, today on the show. So that's coming up. Stay with us, and we'll be talking to her before you know it. I mentioned that someone's going to win that gun this episode.
That's right. Which we will announce the winner next episode. So you're going to want to come back to the next episode.
To find out if you won,
this is where we announced the winner from last episode.
Right. Seems so long ago.
I know.
It does.
It's weird how quick it gets here, and then also how it seems like yesteryear.
Right. It's like a circle of feelings, It's like, whew, we're done with this one. We have a whole week to go. And then as the days get closer, the sweat starts pouring.
That's right. Trevor described it as the show where you watch several guys who don't know how to make a show make a show.
Accurate.
But it must be working because we've got a great guest coming on today. We have people sharing the feed all over the country, coming to libertytreeguns.com, getting some of the free swag. But last week we did a $100 gift card giveaway, and it was the same thing. All they had to do was share the feed and tag 5 friends, and a Mr. Steve Sweet did that, and he won the $100 gift card.
That's right.
So
And
congratulations.
Hey, let's get it. There we go.
Yeah, round of applause.
Yeah.
Round of applause.
And for those who are interested to know, maybe you guys are, I don't know, he was one of the viewers in our Gunspot stream. So we stream this show to several different platforms, and everybody who shares on different Facebook pages, if you share there, you are entered into the giveaways as well.
Everyone enters. If you're just listening on the radio and you want to know where to go, I recommend Liberty Tree Guns page. That's where we have the highest engagement of our listeners. But we are live on several of our sponsors' pages. Our great sponsors that help make this possible, by the way. So you get the latest inside news in the gun industry. Last week we were talking about the ATF's enforcement of a new interpretation in regards to AR pistol braces. And that seems to have struck a nerve with a national audience and brought us some new listeners. And it's something I'm excited to ask Dr. Jorgensen about. What would the ATF look like under her administration? Would we have to worry about that sort of enforcement?
I feel like I could venture a guess, but I don't want to speak for her. We'll let her.
Let's ask when we get her on.
What her opinion is.
Yeah, we'll ask her as soon as she gets on. But one of the things that we do every show is we give you a chance to get some merch. And what price is that merch, Logan?
That is $0.
$0. Otherwise known as
gratis.
Free
99.
Free 99.
Some of the swag we're giving away is Liberty Tree Guns bumper sticker.
Oh, yeah.
That is a nice high gloss way for you to represent on your gun safe or your car or your toolbox, anywhere where you want people to know that you're cool. You slap that thing on there.
Yep, that's all it takes, and then you're cool.
Also, you can get a gun koozie. A can koozie. You could put it on a gun if you wanted to.
If you were to have that on your can while standing next to the decal, do you know how cool, extra cool you'd be?
We're talking double cool.
Yeah, that's twice as cool. That's not one cool. That's two cool.
That's too cool.
That's a gun koozie right there.
Oh, man.
That's good.
Dude, how much
winter?
Zero condensation right now.
Yeah, none on there. That's cool.
It's doing its job.
And we're giving those away free.
Yeah.
Free.
That's right. You just have to go to more free stuff.
We got a camouflage hat.
I barely saw
wow.
that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And now
it's
is
like a
that
real tree style camo, with a lime green thread.
Oh, lime green thread. And is that the mesh back?
That's a mesh back.
Oh, buddy.
Got a snapback.
Oh, buddy. Oh, wow.
Keeps your
And
head
snapback.
Snapback, mesh back, free back.
Yeah.
All you have to do is go where, Logan?
You're going to go to our website at libertytreeguns.com, click the Liberty Tree merch tab, then click the merch section. It's going to be there, and it's going to be free of charge.
Yeah, it's the ones that say $0.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So you can literally, you're completing an order.
Yeah.
But it's free. You don't have to put in your credit card. You don't have to do anything.
No.
Now, if you're not local and you want, and a lot of customers do this all over the country, fans of the show, they're like, I want a hat and a koozie and a sticker. So we're already fronting the cost of the hat and the koozie. So we will ask you to pay a couple bucks shipping. It's like, sometimes it doesn't even cover the actual cost, but it offsets it enough.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I know we shipped a koozie, a hat, and a decal, and it was like $6, and it was going all the way across the country. So
you can't even hardly find a good hat for $6.
No,
And
let alone one that supports your favorite gun program.
Right,
Yeah.
and
Your
makes
friends
your
in the gun
head
business.
virtually undetectable.
Right.
It's true.
Did you guys hear about the thing making its round on Reddit with a gun
Are you
store?
talking about the email from the
Yes.
gun store?
So-
I did hear about it,
Not so nice.
and we should talk about it.
We should definitely talk about it. So there was a gun store, and this is a screenshot of an email that the customer sent an email asking to cancel their order. And I don't know if you have the ability to put that on screen, Trevor.
Oh,
but
I've got the power. I got the power. You're welcome.
I knew that was
That's 2 for 2 now.
All right.
It's good
All
stuff.
right. It caused a kerfuffle
So
once
I think
again.
we should act this out. Like somebody is the business and then someone else is the customer. You want to do that? Or are you gonna? No. All right. Let's just read the email.
I'm okay with doing that,
Yeah,
but
so-
I feel like we should at least. Maybe we'll come back to that. That
Okay.
seems like shover drive material.
Yeah, you're right.
Overdrive.
Yeah.
So
We
let's
can
break
shove
it
it right
down. Let's break it down.
Okay.
So here's what it is. Can you cancel this order number 2102? Thank you. Here's the response from the store. Hi. Unfortunately, we cannot. It was a special order and cannot be restocked. We can hold it or ship it. Keep in mind they already have the customer's money. Okay, so here is another email from the store to the customer. It appears, although we made it clear that this order cannot be canceled per our terms of service, you decided to dispute the charge. You now have 72 hours to contact us before we turn over your name, address, IP address, and contact info to the California Department of Justice. I'm sure they would love to hear about your high-capacity magazines.
Now, how do you think this business knows that they bought or they have high-capacity magazines?
Well, they probably sent them to them.
Oh, there you go.
Interesting.
I strongly suggest you contact your card company and drop this dispute and then immediately call us to handle this like professionals before things get very challenging for you.
I want to point out that sentence ended in ...
Yeah, that's
as
true.
if there's some implication that you're like,
it's because of the implications.
like, am I not going to be able to? Is it going to be icy out?
Okay, so there's so many things wrong with this from a
Jeez.
business perspective.
Yeah.
Right.
And
terrible.
you know, I'm not going to name drop the company, although this is pretty out there on Reddit and
Right,
otherwise. So
right,
if you're
right.
curious, you can go there. But one of the things that it stands out immediately is it says handle this like professionals. First of all, you have a gross misunderstanding of what it means to be in business because you are the professional.
Right. Yeah.
They
this
are
is-
not.
Right. It's not like you're doing business with another business. This is B2C.
Yeah, they are the consumer. And so threatening them that they need to handle it like professionals is an absurd.
Not very professional.
No. So when we get back, we'll break down more on the Gun Shop Show.
Buckle up, because belts just got better. With Core Essentials, the perfect fit every time. With 40 plus sizing positions. Styles for any situation.
Whether in the boardroom, crushing sales and taking names, on your next adventure, in the great outdoors, or when you're done for the day and ready to relax. Get your perfect fit with Core Essentials.
The High Winds Drifter.
Guns are like Halloween, scary at first, but eventually a lot of fun.
It's the finale of the All-American Gun Giveaway at High Winds Casino. Earn entries now and be at High Winds on Halloween night, when 5 lucky players will win a rifle or shotgun from Henry and Browning and pick up their new gun from Liberty Tree Guns in Carthage. It's the All-American Gun Giveaway, only at High Winds Casino, just east of Miami on Highway 10.
It's fun to win a gun.
Land is everything to me. When I was born, I was brought home to the family farm, was raised, learned work ethic there, learned appreciation and respect for life and the land itself, and it just became second nature. I had to be there all the time. Whenever I wasn't on the land, I was not happy. But I learned to understand the land, learned to respect it, learned family values. My wife and I have bought a farm besides the one we live on, and it has just been a great investment, and it's been someplace that my son and I have shared the passion of hunting together, and land has been everything in my life. It has kind of kept me focused and gave me a place to be. It's kind of kept me grounded.
Listen here, Pilgrim. This here is the Gun Shop Show.
Welcome back to the Gun Shop Show. This has been a challenging year for all of us. Pretty much if you live in the world, this is
right.
a challenging year.
If you exist in reality, then it's
challenging.
It has been especially challenging in the gun industry because there's been market disruption, there's been unprecedented demand. It's been frustrating to have bare shelves at different points, but we're seeing light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
Things are coming back in stock. We have quite a selection of deer rifles. I want to make sure before the end of the show we talk about what I think is a really underrated caliber, and that is 35 Whelen.
Is that something that you would use in a wheel gun too?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. But it sounds like it.
Yeah, I know.
Does.
I mean, when you were talking about it, I'm like, well, that makes sense because we're talking about wheel guns.
We're wheeling and dealing with 35 Whelen.
Right.
Gary, every time he says it, he's like, 35 Whelen. every time he says it.
It sounds like yeah, sorry, go ahead.
More air behind it.
I was thinking like he turns it into Waylon Jennings.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. 35 Waylon Jennings.
So, hey, we were going to talk about this thing here, and I want to say this before I forget, but as Liberty Tree attempts to be your friends in the gun business, it would appear as though our previous conversation was more like enemies in the gun business.
Yeah, so
extortionists.
Before
in
the break,
business.
we were breaking down an interaction that's been going around the circles of the internet gun community. It's an interaction between a gun store and a customer, and we're sort of breaking down just how this took place. I'm surprised to see some individuals defending the store, and I don't know if those were other store owners, but so I can speculate. I have strong feelings of sort of what influenced the store to make this bad decision.
Yeah.
So
Me too.
I'll explain how a person might get to that point.
You mean from the business perspective?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, there wasn't an attempted segue, but this has been a challenging year. To survive. There are a lot of gun stores across the country going out of business, and so we recognize that, and that may have been at play here. But I wanted to plug a couple things because I know a lot of people are here to see Joe Jorgensen.
I'm here to see Joe Jorgensen.
Me too.
I am excited. And she is coming up next. So if you tune in to find her, it is coming. She'll be here
very soon.
Before you know it, really.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, it's moments away.
Yeah.
So let's get back to this email. If you could throw it on screen so I can reference it
Absolutely,
again.
I can do that.
Here's the condensed version if you just joined us. Customer emails in, hey, I want to cancel this order. This says you can't restock it. Then apparently the
customer did a chargeback
on their credit card, and the gun store threatened to turn them into the California Department of Justice over the possession of high-capacity magazines, which, if you haven't followed that thread, that ban has been overturned or struck down in the circuit court twice now. So we got a notification that is found unconstitutional and you can ship magazines. And then there was a stay on that. So
now it's kind of in limbo.
It's in limbo. We don't know if it's illegal to possess them there. We aren't 100% sure if it's legal to ship them there. But the safe thing to do as a dealer is not to ship them there. And I'm sure those conversations were being had. In fact, in those hours where that was all unfolding, some stores were taking the orders, and then when the announcement happened, they were saying, hey, we'll hold this.
Right.
So these are reserved for you, and they won't go out of stock or be sold out when you need them again. But we'll hold them until we hear the the ruling on which way we can go with this.
Right.
But so that's not the fault of the consumer in California. It's not really the fault of the store, but there's a definite violation of trust.
For sure, yeah.
We've been talking about these magazines that we can speculate the business probably helped facilitate them in owning. And now they're threatening to turn them in for what could be a felony in California.
Right.
It's a big deal.
Over whether or not they can cancel their order.
Well, Eli, that makes me think a couple of things. One, from the standpoint of working in the business and dealing with orders, like we get fraudulent orders frequently, and I'm not sure what was purchased here, but if it was a firearm, fraudulent issues are less of an issue because you got to show identification to pick up the gun, so on and so forth.
You got to go to a licensed dealer, fill out a background check.
Right. So, but if it's being shipped to your house, it's more likely something that would be a fraudulent order, which maybe that's the case here. I don't know. But if they know this person has ordered high-capacity magazines in the past, they've probably done business with them. So, all in all, this guy probably had a pretty bad day. And I'm talking about the guy who wrote the email, because otherwise there's no reason to treat your customers that way.
No. And we have committed, we've always just tried to do right by the customer as a business practice. But recently, and we've announced it on the show, we committed to what's called the Liberty Tree Guarantee, which puts you in a position of no risk when you order from us, which means we would never do this. We wouldn't anyway, but we're guaranteeing that we would never do this to you, let alone even if for some reason we disagreed with a policy change threatened to snitch on you, essentially.
Yeah, how would we handle a situation like this if we had a customer
turn state evidence,
email us and ask if they want it, or tell us they wanted to cancel their order?
We would give them a full refund,
just like that,
instantly.
Instantly.
In fact, we ship hundreds of orders a month, thousands really, all across the country, and for various reasons, we have to issue refunds at times.
It happens, yeah.
Yeah, whether it's a customer changed their mind, whether it was a mistake in shipping. During the peak of COVID, we had wait times that were untenable to...
Yeah.
Now, but let me let you peek behind the curtain on what that does for the business, which is not to at all defend the...
business owner
in this instance, but it's to tell you maybe where this mindset developed, especially if you're already under stress, if your business is already in trouble.
Right.
But some of those examples of canceled orders, if you, for example, placed an order of a very specialty item, and it's not your fault that the warehouse it's coming from is backed up from COVID.
Right.
It's not your fault that it's going to take 2 weeks to get out to the customer. But the customer also has a need. He doesn't, it's not his problem that there's a issue at the warehouse.
Right.
All he knows is he needs his ammo or he needs his product.
Right.
And so when he cancels his order, not only are you giving him a full refund, but you may have already paid for shipping.
Yeah.
Sometimes from the supplier here to the store, and then you have an item that you may not find a customer for anytime soon, or you have to deeply discount it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's not easy to deal with as a business, especially if you don't do a lot of orders. So if this guy, I don't know the price of the gun that he was trying to cancel, but it could be, it's going to be several $100s for sure.
Probably.
Could have been $1,500 for all we know.
Who knows?
So this guy's sweating.
Right.
I have to give them their money back, and yes, I still have the gun. So in his mind, this is something I have to do as a concession for the customer. Thankfully for us at Liberty Tree Guns, we have reached a level of volume and a professional enough system that we just have a mechanism and a process for absorbing that risk.
Right.
But for that business owner, he's worried about where's that money going to come from? How am I going to deal with that?
A lot of factors at play there.
And when you can't figure out a system for that, unfortunately, a lot of times is what puts stores out of business.
Yeah.
Because that's not tenable for the customer. And if he feels so desperate, like if he wasn't desperate, then there's absolutely no excuse. Not that there really is an excuse anyway, but
And I mean, he did. They addressed the issue and issued an apology after the fact. But I think at this point the damage is already done. And kind of to your point, Eli. I mean, even though they, I don't know, might have been in freak out mode whenever they wrote this email, it's unfortunate that that's just the way the free market works. Some businesses succeed and some fail, and no one wants you to fail. People always want people to succeed, but I can tell you right now, you ain't going to succeed with bad press like that out there.
I mean, I can't imagine threatening a customer on a personal level like that. It's mind-boggling.
And Trevor, you're absolutely right. But I wonder if the only reason they issued that apology is because this email got circulated.
Because it was publicly posted.
Would they have done that otherwise? I don't know, and that's what worries me the most.
Yeah,
I'm sure they wouldn't have, and we'll talk about their apology later on. But we're gonna have Joe Jorgensen coming up right after this break.
That's right, guys.
Maybe this is the last segment on TV.
That's right.
Remember that if you're on TV, jump over to our Liberty Tree Guns on Facebook and watch us live there.
Unfortunately, our great partners at KODE did not want to have Joe Jorgensen on the program. And so if you're watching on your television screen, make sure you go over to Liberty Tree Guns, like Logan said, and join up. Is everybody ready?
I'm so excited.
I can't meet a presidential candidate looking like this. I got to do it right.
Oh, he's taking off the yellow glasses. Oh, he's got his black tie glasses on.
Yeah, those are men's sunglasses.
That's right.
We'll have Joe Jorgensen, presidential candidate, after the break. Hey, you know what makes this, the Gun Shop Show, possible? It's people who believe in the show. And someone who has believed in the show from the very beginning is my good friend Chris Chapman, owner of Whitehead Farm Supply. Here's a message from Chris.
Guys, my name's Chris Chapman, owner of Whitehead Farm Supply, and I just want to take a few seconds here to let you know that we are going to be proud sponsors of the Gun Shop Show, and we appreciate everything that them guys are doing over there, and we just want to show them our support. Thank you.
So whether you have 2 chickens or 2,000 acres, Chris is your man. Give him a call. I guess that's pretty much the ad.
Whitehead Farm Supply.
Seriously?
Always.
Commercial idea for net fishes. I walk into the commercial director, we'll call him's office. I say to him, "Hey, how's it going?" He replies, "Good. We got your commercial ready to go. Are you ready to listen?" "Yeah, but before I do, I have an idea I want to float by you." He says, "Okay," a bit sarcastically. And I say, "All right." And I clear my throat and I start singing this song, something similar. Net fishes, we're all really good friends, hanging out and stuff, and having memories to talk about when we were young. Snap fishes. And I say the business name wrong, like fishnets. He replies, that's terrible. And you didn't even say the right business name at the end. It's your business. Then it cuts to nap fishes, where we can all be friends. And commercial.
This just in. Huge cave found beneath the heart of the city. Spelunkers shared tales of an underground cavern system in Carthage, Missouri. Locals report the entrance to be at 10th and Garrison.
Cave Gang Pizza. Stop in and enjoy wings, wood-fire pizza made with local ingredients, and our full bar. Bring the whole gang and uncover a legend.
People are always asking me, Eli, you seem to get the best deals on things. What is your secret?
Glory actions and estate sales.
Trevor, I appreciate you jingling, but I have to say the ad part first because people need to know about the company.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to do it.
And then also, it's it's covering up my face. So
right.
just get a picture like from their Facebook page because that's the best place, and then just put it right up here where the Gun Shop Show logo is. Okay.
All right. I'll do better this
time.
Then
so let me finish the ad, and then you can jingle. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So the best place to go is their Facebook page.
Oh, glory actions and estate sales.
You know what? Fine. I'll just move in between the graphics and finish telling people that the best place to find out when
old glory actions and estate sales. I think I got it that time, man.
Hey folks, I had to learn the hard way that a good home inspection makes a difference when you're buying a home. Our new sponsor, All Points Inspections, can provide just that. Here's a message from Corey from All Points Inspections.
Hey guys, Corey Hines here, owner of All Points Inspections. Up on a roof right now, currently doing a roof inspection, checking for leaks. But I am excited to announce that I am a new sponsor with the Gun Shop Show. Those guys are awesome over there. It's been kind of a Saturday morning routine for me now to join in on the conversations. Just a bunch of good group of guys all around, followers, watchers. Check them out. If you guys need home inspections, give me a call. 417-439-9229. Thank you.
Hey everybody, it's Eli at Liberty Tree Guns here at 530 West Fur Road in Carthage, Missouri, and I want to show you a gun collection that we just bought from an individual. A little bit of everything in this one. We wrote a check for 22 guns. Got some newer lever guns, cool Henry Silver Boy, some older shotguns. This is a cool old 410 double barrel. This was a good mix. There was some newer type stuff, some old stuff here, some black powder, some cool Colt, black powder revolvers, newer Rugers, Mark IIIs, PMR 30, Taurus Judge, couple of Taurus revolvers, got a long slide 1911 right here, and then got this cool Llama 45. We just sold the sister to that gun in 38 Super. This particular individual, this was half the collection that we bought from him. And so I just want to remind you that we pay top dollar for entire collection, so we'll buy one gun or 100 from you, and we can offer consignment where we sort of establish what these guns are worth and we pay you out when they sell. Or in the case of this one, we offered consignment, we discussed it, and then we offered a cash price, which was a little bit less than the consignment settlement price, but it's quick. It was one check and we paid those all out to this individual. And probably the biggest, baddest, coolest one of the whole mix was this Bushmaster BA-50. So we have everything from little antique 22s to 50 cals in this one collection. I want to remind you that we'd love a chance to buy your collection. Find us at libertytreeguns.com or here on Fur Road in Carthage, Missouri. See you soon. Hey everybody, it's Eli at Liberty Tree Guns here at 530 West Fur Road in Carthage, Missouri, and I want to show you a gun collection that we just bought from an individual. A little bit of everything in this one. We wrote a check for 22 guns. Got some newer lever guns, cool Henry Silver Boy, some older shotguns. This was a good mix. There was some newer type stuff, some old stuff here, some black powder, some cool Colt, black powder revolvers, newer Rugers, Mark IIIs,
Hey all, it's Mel with Pro Outfitters. Once again, I'm on the go, but I always make time for the Gun Shop Show.
The Gun Shop Show, the Gun Shop Show. What is it? We don't know. The Gun Shop Show, the Gun Shop Show. Here we go, it's the Gun Shop Show.
Welcome back to the Gun Shop Show. I have some breaking bad news. We're going to deal with it, but it is something that came up during the break. I was just notified by our partners at News Talk KZRG that they will not air an interview with Jo Jorgensen. We had her slated to be on right now, starting an interview with her, and they informed me that they will not air it. So that was not planned. We still are going to have Jo on. This is a sort of a frustrating curveball that we've been thrown. You know, KZRG has been great partners to us, but this is something that we're going to have to deal with. So we are going to shift her to the show overdrive. She'll still be on. You'll still hear her in today's show. So thank you for sticking with us. Sorry for that curveball, but it's going to be on the non-radio portion. And, you know, this might be to the pleasure of a few people who expressed discontent with the fact that we were having this candidate on, which was, you know, some of our people in the fan group made that known. They were not okay with it. In fact, we had some longtime listeners tell us they'll never listen again because we had Jo Jorgensen on. But,
very diplomatic.
You know, the good news is the radio and TV agrees with you. They just want to keep it mainstream, apparently. The alleged reason is something to do with FCC regulations and having a candidate on, although I hear President Trump on Rush Limbaugh, and I've heard even the Libertarian nominee on those stations in the past. So please accept my apology as the host. I would not plug something and then not have it as promised, but my hands are tied here. So stick with us. We will have Jo Jorgensen on in the show overdrive, which if you have not heard about the show overdrive, it's actually a pretty fun part of the show.
It's the freest part of the show.
Apparently.
The freest part of the show.
So here's a good reason why we aren't married to traditional media, because we can host our show on our own platform or on our own website, and we get to show you whatever we want.
Yep. Because the show overdrive is the freest part of the show. We want freedom when it comes to your gun rights. We want freedom of information. And as much as we love our partners on TV and radio, that's not even the biggest place that people see the show. Our own channels that we've built on Facebook and the podcast, they really have a wider reach than the radio anyway, and the show overdrive, all of that's included. So we have a 2-hour format on radio, and then at the end of that, we go hog wild in the live stream. So when the show ends, you stay in the stream. And if you're listening on the radio and you came here for Jo Jorgensen, or you just now you are wanting to see how this goes, when you get to the end of the radio portion, at the end of the second hour, you'll need to go to Facebook, look up Liberty Tree Guns, and find the live stream there.
You can also go to gunshopshow.com and find the stream. Yep. Also, I think today we should rename it the Joverdrive.
The Joverdrive.
The Jo Jorgensen Joverdrive.
The Joverdrive.
How many times do you think we could just mention her name on air and just talk about the fact that we're going to talk to her?
Yeah.
We can do that, right?
Yeah.
I would think so.
You know, I take the reasons that I was given at face value, but I have a feeling that if this was one of the major two candidates, we would find a way to make it on the air, because a big deal.
Ratings draw, and I can tell you one of them probably would receive absolutely no friction.
Yeah. So those of you that were in the comments and you were mad that we have her because you're all woke and you know the conspiracy behind what's happening on both sides, like, here you go. Here, if you want to know the real deal, I'm here making a program, and in the last moments, we've been censored. So
literally came down to the wire.
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah, it couldn't have gotten any closer.
So we're going to make lemonade here with these lemons. And
happy.
And we are going to still have Joe Jorgensen on the show. You'll just need to get the show overdrive if your schedule or your, if you're in your car and you don't have a smartphone and you can't get on the stream, you can always get the podcast later.
Yeah.
All of the episodes on gunshopshow.com.
Yeah.
It's frustrating, and this is an example of anybody that watched the first debate. I saw people on both sides that watched the first debate and they were like, I can't believe this is what we have to choose from.
Right.
And so, but yet we have a system that perpetuates those choices.
Yeah, like you vote third party and you're throwing the votes away for someone else. How about the opposite of that?
Well,
how about voting main party is throwing votes away for third party?
And the first layer of defense is just try to make it where we pretend those people don't even exist.
Right, yeah, they can't even make it onto the debate stage.
Or onto the gun shop show.
Right.
All right. I got some more things I want to talk about, though.
Okay.
But one, be a good time for a little laugh.
Yeah, I could use a laugh.
I like laughing.
So we were going to do wheel guns. That was one thing slated for this week.
Should I make my fake gun joke right now so we can break the ice?
Well, you just did. Let's go, move on.
Yeah, that was it.
You're welcome.
Here's a wheel gun related topic. If you remember our episode on Dirty Harry, and this was not really that well planned, but we decided it would be funny if other people tried out to play the role of Dirty Harry. And we made a video of that. Well, our buddies over at Gunspot, they recognized that...
they recognized the talent, the raw talent.
They did. What they thought, this could be better.
Well...
They wanted to do their own takes on if other people portrayed Dirty Harry. So we have a video of them doing the same thing we did. So.
Yeah, we definitely have a video available to us, and it's out there.
And you are working on
I'm buying time right now. So there's
as we got ready for the show this morning, I was like, hey, so we one of the things on my list is the Gunspot Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
And you said, let me go get that.
Yeah, and then I let you down. I mean, I definitely didn't let you down in ways that other things let you down today, but I still let you down, and I'm sorry. Okay, I'm ready to rock and roll.
How long is the video, though?
It's 1 minute and 42 seconds
beautiful.
long. Yeah,
let's roll it. Let's roll it.
All right, beautiful bean footage rolling.
You see, punk, do you feel lucky? You know, I'm gonna feel lucky tonight after this. Puddin' pop, woo, zip zop.
Lamont, you big dummy. I'll give you 5 of these. 6 of these, Rollo. You big dummy.
You have to ask yourself one question. Do you feel lucky? Well, do you? Punk?
First things first, you got to ask yourself, do you feel lucky, punk? Eh? Oh, who am I kidding? I'm gonna kill ya.
Guys, I don't know, but you gotta ask yourself, do you feel lucky? I don't know.
Hello, Saracana. This is, your cousin. You feel lucky, punk? Is this Saracana?
Hey, man, you feel lucky? Huh? Do you? You feel like a winner?
Hey, it's Fat Albert. You're like school on a Saturday. No class. My parents are dead. Just like you're gonna be, punk. If you feel lucky. Harvey Dent. Can we trust him?
How dare you? I should be in school. All you care about is the money. Open that door. There's a bomb in there. Do you feel lucky? Well, do you?
I thought they did a good job.
They did a great job.
Yeah.
There's some really, really good ones in there. And if you didn't see, if you get to watch the video, they've got the names on screen. But I'm sure a lot of those, they were so well done that you could tell who they were portraying in those.
Right.
Super funny. Wheel guns. What a great. Nobody more iconic than Dirty Harry.
For sure, yeah. I mean, it definitely comes to mind almost every time we talk about wheel guns. Mm-hmm. Also, Dylan Casey has not peculiar, but eerily perfect Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, it was almost spooky.
And also, I don't know who Luke Bryan is.
So,
I literally do not know who he is.
Really?
So
yeah. Never heard the name
I
before.
barely know.
You don't need to know.
You don't want to know. No. And what's funny is my barely knowing who he was, that fake, fake rap country music thing that you just trust me is funny.
That's the tell. Well, I thought it was funny, even though I didn't know who he was. There's too many Brian/Lukes in the gun, or in the not gun business, but in the music business. Because what's the guy on The Voice? What's his name? Brian something. Brian Luke.
Blake Shelton.
Okay, close enough.
Not
it's close enough in my mind. They're all the same. They all sound the same to me.
Blake's decent.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't name one Blake Shelton song. I'm sure I'm offending 90% of listeners right now who are all huge Blake Shelton fans.
They probably are.
But I love music.
Next up on the Gun Shop Show, Blake Shelton. Oh wait, no, he's running for office under third party. So
I like how you brought it home.
Canceled. When we get back, I will apologize to the audience and apologize to the radio station right here
on the Gun Shop Show.
Kids are curious by nature. Do your part to prevent unwanted tragedy from striking in your home by doing these simple tasks. Consider gun locks and/or gun safes for storage of firearms. Don't leave your guns unattended where children could reach them. Discuss with your children the rules of firearm safety. Sign your kids up for hunter safety classes. Firearm safety in the household is your responsibility. Do your part to prevent unwanted tragedy from striking in your home. For more information, visit jaspercountysheriff.org.
The Gun Shop Show costs money to make, and the Gun Shop Show is brought to you by pecans and cheese. Not really. Actually, we didn't have any sponsors for this segment, and so I decided that I would take a snack break, and also, I decided if you guys are tired of listening to me eat cheese and nuts, that you need to buy an ad. So, from now on, if our ad sponsorships don't sell out, you're going to have to listen to me eat nuts and cheese. In order to sponsor the Gun Shop Show, send us an email at thegunshopshow@gmail.com.
Next week, chips.
Hey, Adam and Lauren. Thanks for jumping on here so we can make an ad for the show.
Yeah, absolutely. We're huge Second Amendment advocates and big supporters of Liberty Tree and the Gun Shop Show.
All right, so for the ad, we're going to want to go over what you offer.
We do all the standard auto, home insurance, life insurance.
We also do a lot of rental property, whether that be commercial rental or residential, duplexes, apartment complexes, single-family dwellings. And we have specialty policies for all your firearms.
Well, you have commercial coverage on my rental properties, so we can put that in the ad too. And I was thinking that we'll talk about how you're big supporters of the store and how you come in the store pretty much every day on your lunch break and buy guns.
Maybe don't mention the everyday thing because my wife does watch the show, but we've been known to come in occasionally.
Every once in a while.
All right, guys, I think that we have everything we need to make an ad, so once I get it done, I'll give you guys a holler to check it out. Trevor, don't put it in the ad, but those guys are in here literally every day on their lunch break.
The High Winds Drifter.
Guns are like Halloween, scary at first, but eventually a lot of fun.
It's the finale of the All-American Gun Giveaway at High Winds Casino. Earn entries now and be at High Winds on Halloween night when 5 lucky players will win a rifle or shotgun from Henry and Browning and pick up their new gun from Liberty Tree Guns in Carthage. It's the All-American Gun Giveaway, only at High Winds Casino, just east of Miami on Highway 10.
It's fun to win a gun.
The Gun Shop Show, brought to you by little old ladies. They're little and they're old. They're little old ladies. Welcome back to the Gun Shop Show. Coming up on break, I said I was going to apologize, and I want to the listeners. Guys, I don't get irritated easily. I don't lose my cool easily. But I got very frustrated at having our interview censored at the last moment. We're still going to get to have Jo Jorgensen on. So those of you that are here to hear from her, we're still going to make good on that promise, although delayed. And those of you that were disgusted by the fact that we're going to have her on, you can take some satisfaction if she's not going to hit the airwaves on TV and radio. But perhaps it really shouldn't be a secret when I talk to News Talk KZRG about the show, that they explain that a lot of times when a local business gets a segment of a show, it's just basically an hour-long infomercial about their business. So it's like, we have this on special, and it's this time of year, and buy this, and here's a coupon. And I told them, if I do this, I have goals in mind. I'm going to make a program that people want to watch. And if it does good for Liberty Tree Guns, that's great. That's an added benefit. But if I do this, it's going to be scalable. It's going to be something that it will be my mission to make it as big as I can. And so I went out. First of all, this is not easy to do, to make a program that people want to watch and produce 2 hours of original content every week on top of running 3 or 4 businesses and running a big multi-million-dollar a year business like Liberty Tree Guns. It takes a lot, okay? And I knew there were risks with inviting a third-party candidate onto the program because it would upset some people, but at the end of the day, I decided if you're not kicking up some dust, you're not doing any work. And so to have that be sort of that work undone at the last moment, that's why I got irritated. But overall, Zimmer Radio and our partners at News Talk KZRG have been great to deal with. They have been supportive. I'm sure that this will all be water under the bridge soon. And so my apologies for showing that frustration on the air. It's not something I would normally do. So please accept my apology both as a listener and at the station with my irritation directed toward you.
Well, I think it's rightfully so, and you pointed out why you're irritated. It's not like it came out of nowhere. We're trying to create a quality program, but I will say this, hey man, congratulations on ruffling feathers in just 30 episodes.
Yeah.
Probably would take most shows years to do that, and we did it in 30 episodes, so we're going to probably ruffle even more feathers going into the future unintentionally.
Yeah, and I don't want to be a shock jock program. I'm not here to get you upset if you support a different candidate. I'm here to talk about guns.
Right.
And I'm here to grow the reach of the show. And for Jo Jorgensen, she has people where her mission and her ideas mean a lot to them. And they enjoy it when she gets a platform to do that. And I know a lot of people who... There's a lot of loud voices on 2 wings of what can oftentimes feel like the same bird. But there's a heck of a lot of people in between the tips of those wings,
right,
that are just frustrated that we don't have more options. And I'm not really trying to take a position on any of it. I just want to bring you something interesting.
Yeah, we just want to bring you gun stuff and do gun stuff with our friends and
Do
talk gun
hood rat stuff with our friends.
Yeah, and like even though whether or not Joe wins the election, I'm sure she still affects other people's ideas and stuff, especially with regards to the ATF or to gun rights in general. And we need to be having that conversation with everybody, not just the circle-minded folks who believe the same way we do. We got to talk to the people outside of that group. This year alone, we've seen unprecedented growth with regards to the 2A community that has exploded into liberals.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do now? Are we just going to isolate them out and not have conversations with them, especially when it has to do with our politicians? No, we talk to them and we try to get our politicians to understand that our 2A rights are not detrimental to our survival. Like, we need to have these, and our politicians need to know that.
So I had a friend that I went to high school with that reached out to me when some unrest was happening in their area and said, I gotta admit, I thought that all gun owners were crazy Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
And today the police in my town announced that they will not be responding to my block for any reason, including violent crime, because they can't.
Wow.
And when I realized that is the reality of the world, I decided I needed self-protection, and it's making me question some of the other beliefs that I hold. And this person was moving from an outspoken Trump supporter to seeing the value in supporting Donald Trump, which I wasn't really getting involved in influencing, but one, she knew to contact us to get a gun because of this show. And two, her mind was open to the reasons you need a gun, and now open to the thing that a lot of our listeners would be excited about. It's just becoming a Trump supporter. And that was the result of just providing information about guns and being inviting to everyone to believe in the inherent right of the Second Amendment and self-defense.
Right.
That was the result of it.
Yeah, I mean, events played out and this person migrated their beliefs to become Second Amendment.
I don't see the value in silencing voices.
No.
I don't see the it seems like a snowflake. The snowflake mentality that we keep criticizing is popping up all over the spectrum.
Yeah. Well, as grade school as it may sound, for when you point your finger at someone else, there are several pointing right back at you.
Yeah. So we have been doing a baby Mosin giveaway.
We're still doing that?
Yeah. And we've got so many other giveaways going that it's starting to get lost in the noise. So we're going to announce the winner of the baby Mosin, and we're going to come back. We're going to finish the radio portion. We're still going to have Joe Jorgensen on the program. We're still going to get to ask questions about the ATF, the questions about Second Amendment and what they mean to her. And so that's an exciting thing, and we're going to get through the challenges of having that interview be taken off the air and bring that to you. I want to remind you that if you'd like to win a gun, and this week's gun is a Heritage Rough Rider 22 long rifle, all you got to do is share the feed and tag 5 friends, and you'll get entered to win that gun just from the people who share in today's episode of your favorite gun program, The Gun Shop Show.
It's been a pleasure over the last 18 months serving both the Mount Vernon and the Carthage community with all their wireless needs, whether that's small business or keeping your family connected. Visit us at 100 George E. Phelps Boulevard, Carthage, Missouri, or 417-317-6342.
If you need a simple upgrade, to add a line, or need help with a plan change, come by and let one of our representatives help you out. Our Mount Vernon location is located at 318 West Mount Vernon Boulevard. Our phone number is 417-737-9669, or you can visit our Facebook page at Verizon Wireless Mount Vernon.
We have all the accessories for your favorite models, such as the S20 Ultra, maybe it's the 11 Pro Max, or the Google Pixel 4.
For just a simple plan change, an upgrade, or to add a new line to your account, stop by one of our convenient locations or check us out on social media. To get connected or stay connected to Verizon Wireless, the nation's best network.
Thank you.
We will see you soon.
Hey everybody, Eli here, and I'm really excited to tell you that the Gun Shop Show is brought to you by one of my favorite places on earth. Located here in my hometown of Carthage on the beautiful historic square, the Emporium on the square, and the Woodshed. It's a art gallery, an event center, a gift shop. They have art classes, and there's very unique Americana artwork from famous artists like Andy Thomas. They handle a lot of his original framing. Just has this incredible old school vibe, and you can feel the history coming through. Have to check out the art gallery, but then as you work your way to the back, my favorite part, the Woodshed. Had a lot of great meals in here. They've got burgers. I love their catfish. Excellent. Chicken and waffles even. It's incredible. And it's also a music venue, so we got to see my favorite band of all time, the Ben Miller Band. Ceiling was literally raining down. They were rocking so hard. But the best thing, owned by one of my favorite people on earth, that's Cherry Babcock. Check out the Emporium on the Square and the Woodshed. Hey podcast listeners and live stream viewers, I wanted to let you know that the Gun Shop Show is made possible by our friends at Mid-America RV. Being in the customer service industry, I have a really high standard for how customers are treated. Mid-America RV does it right. I've got my RV through their dealership and I've taken it all over the country. We made it to South Padre Island. We've gone to Colorado several times. And if you've ever owned an RV, you know there's a lot that comes with it. So who you get it from matters, and it's extremely important that you have support after the sale. They're located just outside of Carthage. They have a really vast inventory, and they are home of, I believe they call it a forever warranty. So I urge you, if you're in the market for one, to check them out. It's a really fun and can be very affordable way to get your trips in. So visit them at midamericarv.com. We appreciate their support of the Gun Shop Show. If you're in the market for a travel trailer or fifth wheel, check out Mid-America RV.
Land is everything to me. When I was born, I was brought home to the family farm, was raised, learned work ethic there, learned appreciation and respect for life and the land itself, and it just became second nature. I had to be there all the time. Whenever I wasn't on the land, I was not happy. But I learned to understand the land, learned to respect it, learned family values. My wife and I have bought a farm besides the one we live on, and it has just been a great investment, and it's been someplace that my son and I have shared the passion of hunting together, and land has been everything in my life. It has kind of kept me focused and gave me a place to be. It's kind of kept me grounded.
Hey, you know what makes this, the Gun Shop Show, possible? It's people who believe in the show. And someone who has believed in the show from the very beginning is my good friend Chris Chapman, owner of Whitehead Farm Supply. Here's a message from Chris.
Guys, my name's Chris Chapman, owner of Whitehead Farm Supply, and I just want to take a few seconds here to let you know that we are going to be proud sponsors of the Gun Shop Show, and we appreciate everything that them guys are doing over there, and we just want to show them our support. Thank you.
So whether you have 2 chickens or 2,000 acres, Chris is your man. Give him a call. I guess that's pretty much the ad.
Whitehead Farm Supply.
Seriously? Welcome back to the Gun Shop Show.
Thank you.
This is the part where we would have had national third place polling presidential candidate Joe Jorgensen on, but are not able to. The radio station has informed us that we are not permitted to have her on the program.
Yeah, we got told no.
Yeah. So we are going to put that off.
Yeah.
And we are going to give away a gun.
Yep.
So let me tell you I need to kind of explain this. We've had a giveaway going, just like today, where we mentioned how you could get free swag. That's the free merchandise that has Liberty Tree Guns logo. We've been doing that since pretty much the inception of the show.
Yeah, I was gonna say like day one.
And we had a contest going where you post a picture with your swag. And people vote on it. And the terms were going to be when we hit 100 entries, because we got to like 30-something really fast. So we were going to go for 100 entries, and then we were going to let the person with the most reactions win. And it was kind of a cool giveaway because you could earn it. It wasn't just chance. You know, you could do the best to promote your friends to go there.
You could hit the streets, get those numbers.
Rather than letting it linger on, because we're doing a giveaway with High Winds Casino, we've got a promotion coming up with Zimmer Radio and the Show Us Your Rack competition, which, by the way, this is a family program, and I'll explain what Show Us Your Rack is all about. Coming up on the Gun Shop Show.
Very.
But I want to give away the baby Mosin,
little baby,
to the winner, to whoever has the most likes. And I know I'm doing it early, but I feel like I'm doing that in the best interest of our fans, so that it's not just getting stagnant. So the terms of this were that you would post a picture either of yourself or of your swag. The swag had to be included in the photo.
That's right.
And then the person with the most likes would win the miniature version of the Mosin Nagant rifle that's in 22 long rifle.
Yeah, I keep calling it baby, but it's miniature.
It's a mini Mosin. Yeah, I think you kind of coined it baby Mosin.
It probably did. I have a tendency to do that.
But what we encourage you to post it in the fan group, and then we tagged all of those as swag giveaway 2020, and we have those entries, so we're going to go over it and see.
We'll go through and we'll pick this out right here.
Mr. Ryan Land, he posted one. He's got the Liberty Tree Guns decal and the koozie, which, by the way, you can still get those free. Just go to libertytreeguns.com, click the merch tag, and go there and pick out whatever you want and get it for free.
So we want to throw these up on the screen for folks to see.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was there. In my mind, it was already there.
I previewed it for you guys, but I'm going to keep a tally going. Not a tally, but here, we'll throw it up. This is Mr. Ryan's entry here.
Land.
He's at the range.
Scroll
and
down. Let's just...
Now, I have to ask, if it says and 27 others, does that mean 28?
Yes.
Okay, so far, he's in the lead with 28. And first of all, I also want to tell everybody, thank you so much for doing this. We really appreciate your interaction with us and being fans and taking pictures and sending them in and taking the time
and being
to do
a
this.
member of our fan group. So on Facebook, you type in Gun Shop Show fan group, and it's not like a page, it's a group where you can make your own posts. You can talk about the show, or you can talk about other gun-related things. We have a few rules there, but mostly it's just community for like-minded people. Mike Ray has got several guns in the picture. Looks like is that a PC9 carbine, or is that something else? I can't quite tell.
I could tell you, but I don't know.
Logan, can you see?
No, I can't see what it is.
Can't see what it is.
It's a pistol caliber carbine, but I can't quite tell if it's a Ruger. I think so.
Yeah, let's go with Ruger on that.
Really cool. Thanks, Mike. He's got
23.
23. Let's keep scrolling.
Mr. Land is still in the lead here.
Ooh, Larry Murphy.
Larry Murphy.
look at that.
Thanks for the hat and free stickers.
Yep. He's got it sitting on a pistol safe there, and he's got a
15.
What kind of gun?
Oh, sorry. Here. I don't know. Is that What in the world is that thing?
Hard
It's
to
like
tell.
homemade or something?
It's not homemade.
I can't even zoom in on it.
I can't tell what it is.
I know. It looks like a lower or an
What?
Uzi or something. I can't really tell what that is.
If you pick this up, Larry, let us know what that cool looking gun is. I'm from the angle on the screen. I can't quite ID it, but
he's an avid watcher and always in the comments. So
we appreciate you, Larry.
We may
Thank
get
you.
in, but I think he usually splits early.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
I feel like I
all right.
know
Let's go
know
because
all
I don't
these
want to run
people.
out of time.
Okay, so Mr. Mike Ray.
Oh, he's back again. He's got a looks like
black powder there.
Yeah.
Sweet. Double bear, maybe. I don't know, with the sticker. He's at 16 there, 17.
Ooh, Tim
Balazel.
He's got two very handsome looking 1911 pistols and a
Yeah.
American flag Ruger LCP.
Yeah.
Got 28 votes.
28. He's tied for first.
All right. I love the ones with the kiddos.
Oh, yeah. That's a cute kid.
Got a little youngster there. Got a Keltec Sub 2000. Got a can koozie. Got a sticker on their Yeti
Just
cooler.
hanging out.
Representing. And we have a new leader.
That's right.
Looks like that is a 41 reaction
All right.
tally. Great job.
Taking the lead. Oh, you gave him the heart. You hearted it.
I hearted it.
You
with
loved
the-
it.
those
David
kiddos.
Ingram, another commenter.
Yep. Popular.
Let's see. He's got
Top fan
his
of the show.
little guy there next to what looks like a 1911. And yes, guys, I did identify that guy.
Very good.
Yep.
Congratulations. Very good job,
Getting
Trevor.
good at this.
Got Got a sticker.
And we got, we're at 36 on that one. So Caleb's still in the lead. Moving on. Mr. Jake Harrison, Bunny Man. Hey, he's a gun bunny.
Classic.
Let's give him a consolation
He's a
prize.
literal gun bunny.
What can we let's I don't know what it'll be, Logan, but
we'll come up with something.
This guy put on a bunny head. So
Yeah.
imagine the Easter bunny, but on a man's body who's wearing a Liberty Tree t-shirt tied on the side Daisy Duke style.
And cowboy boots.
But he also
That's how you wear it.
is very he's rocking the dad bod, okay?
Oh, yeah.
But he's Daisy Duking it up. And I just feel like that's a different kind of effort.
I would say an 8 on the dad bod scale.
So if he doesn't win, let's give him a prize of some kind.
Okay.
Okay,
I
Logan,
wrote-
jot him down.
Special prize.
What's the name?
What's his name? One more
Remind us
time.
his name.
Jake Harrison.
Jake Harrison. If he doesn't win, we'll give him something for his efforts.
He's a local guy, so I'm sure he'll be in.
Danny Mullins. His entry is
yep,
him.
he was the guy that went to the White House.
He's wearing the Liberty Tree gun.
He just shot into
at the
first
White House.
place with 125 reactions.
Ooh, 125 reactions.
Let's see. That was David Mullins.
Hope he's not still at the White House.
Yeah.
If he is, invite
Danny,
Donald Trump on the
Danny.
show.
Yeah, put in a good word for
and
us.
Please.
So we'll see if we can't work something out with the station and get that actually on during the radio portion of the show.
Oh, I made my classic "took it to the house" comment on that, guys.
Of course.
Yep.
Yep.
Dustin Kopenbarger, he put our logo on his race car, which is
That's a race car.
Yeah, we don't give race cars away.
that is a real winner move. You got a real world race car with a real world Liberty Tree guns graphic
Oh yeah,
printed straight
Looking
on it.
good.
Super appreciate that.
21. He's number 21.
He's also the guy that mows my grass.
Oh,
So if
Does
you
he
need
use that
help,
race car?
check out Turf Tamers Lawn Service.
it would be excellent if he had race car shaped lawnmowers.
I didn't say he didn't.
Oh.
You'll have to call Turf Tamers, have them come mow just to find out.
I hope I could just call him an ass.
Joel Key. Joel is the moderator of our
Yes,
fan
he
group,
is.
and he says he has a lack of swag, but I'm pretty sure he's wearing a Liberty Tree gun
Oh
shirt.
yeah, he is.
So that's
The
not a
same
lack of
shirt
swag.
I'm wearing.
Maybe.
Same shirt.
We twinning, buddy.
All right. When we get back from the break, we will break down the rest of the entries in the swag contest, and we're still going to have Joe Jorgensen in what we are now calling the Jover Drive. Hey everyone, the Gun Shop Show is brought to you by Carthage Lock and Key. If you need anything to do with a lock or a key
to success.
Did they tell you to say that?
No, I just thought it sounded good.
They have a mobile service, so they can come to you and cut pretty much any kind of key
to success.
Or if you lock your keys in your car.
Success.
I'm talking even security modern chip keys.
To success.
Trevor, could you just jingle the name of the business?
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it good this time.
So, with all of my properties and all of the needs I have, I trust
Carthage Lock and Key to success.
Hey folks, I had to learn the hard way that a good home inspection makes a difference when you're buying a home. Our new sponsor, All Points Inspections, can provide just that. Here's a message from Corey from All Points Inspections.
Hey guys, Corey Hines here, owner of All Points Inspections. Up on a roof right now, currently doing a roof inspection, checking for leaks. But I am excited to announce that I am a new sponsor with the Gun Shop Show. Those guys are awesome over there. It's been kind of a Saturday morning routine for me now to join in on the conversations. Just a bunch of good group of guys all around, followers, watchers. Check them out. If you guys need home inspections, give me a call, 417-439-9229. Thank you.
Welcome back on the Gun Shop Show. During the break, we had our man Tom, customer service specialist, customer support specialist, grinning because we were doing a little rock and roll hoochie coo.
I didn't know what it was, honestly. I was just doing it.
We made it up in.
That's how that goes.
Something like that.
Ironically, the lyrics rock and roll hoochie coo allowed on the radio.
Oh.
Presidential candidate Joe Jorgensen, not allowed.
Not allowed. That's 8 things that aren't allowed on the radio.
Yeah, you got 7 words
and a person.
And one lady with the coolest bangs I've ever seen.
They are.
Bang, girl.
Let's get back to this giveaway, guys.
So let's get back to the giveaway, but I want to tell you, if you came here to hear Joe Jorgensen, you are in the right place. But we had to call an audible. It's kind of like Tom Brady when he thought it was 3rd down, but it was 4th down. And right at the last minute, he didn't have any time left, except for we're going to actually get one more down and bring Joe into the Joe drive.
We have 5 downs.
And it's also like that time that Tom Brady was like, I'm going to leave the Patriots and go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and be a superstar. And then they were like, no, you're not.
They're like, you'll be okay. But Bill Belichick's not going to keep track of the downs for you anymore.
Right. So I know 0 about football, and I just made football jokes. So that's how good I am at jokes, guys.
Did you hear about the downs thing?
I think I might have overheard, like, he was upset that someone didn't tell him that it was 4th down.
Well, that was interesting because I was watching that happen live, and what he chose to do on the last play of the game when there was still a chance to win didn't make sense, and it seemed like a bad decision. But afterwards, he's waving 4 fingers. He thought it was 4th down, and it was already 4th down. And it was just a surprising thing because he's a veteran quarterback.
Yeah,
right.
Arguably, the people make the argument he's the best quarterback of all time.
Right.
Oh man, that might be more controversy than having an interview with a presidential candidate calling Tom Brady the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
Statistics-wise, he's up there.
Yeah. I mean, who would be second best? Joe Namath or Joe Montana?
I think you mean Joe Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Montana.
Yeah, I meant Joe Montana. How about this giveaway, guys?
Yeah, let's go back to the giveaway.
So we left off with Mr. Joel Key, moderator.
I just want to be absolutely clear. We are going to have Joe Jorgensen on. We have been instructed that it can't be on the radio, so we have a portion of the show called the Show Overdrive, which is included in the live stream portions of the show. So if you are listening on the radio, you're going to want to go to Facebook, type in Liberty Tree Guns, and you will get the interview with Joe. She's coming up right after this. So we're going to conclude on the radio and jump over to that. But we need to give away the mini Mosin.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So Joel Key, he is a big fan of the show and supporter, and he helps. He
moderates.
He's like a security guard.
Yeah.
And the wise janitor at your school.
Well, he's a quality poster.
Yeah, makes good posts. But like when I say the janitor at your school, like seemed like when I was growing up, that guy was always like really wise for a janitor, like for his position.
Yeah.
It was almost like he chooses to be a janitor.
Right. Well, that's what, what's his name from Bruce Almighty, Morgan Freeman. That was God being a janitor. It's a humble position.
And that's what Joe does for us in our fan group. He keeps a clean house.
That's right.
He cleans up after others.
Thank you, Joel.
Appreciate your dedication.
Unfortunately, Joel did not take the lead on that one, but we're moving on.
People don't know how hard he works. They'd have voted for him more. Okay. Here we come, Sandy Pollard. Sandy Pollard's got a koozie and a handsome blue heeler dog.
Yep,
and an American flag and a deer.
Yeah, just a deer chilling.
Poking out. That's hilarious. Yeah. Good job, Sandy.
And posting
34.
35.
Not bad. That's respectable.
I
like the sense of humor. Thomas Marshall.
Yep.
What we got
here? We got Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda.
I mean, not as powerful as a real baby, but still pretty hot right now.
Yeah,
Baby Yoda.
Super
hot.
Super appreciate you.
With 17
Thomas.
Reactions.
Yeah, I got a Baby Yoda and a can koozie.
Jerry Garrison.
Jerry.
Look at that, man. He's got the whole collection.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's got 1, 2, 3 hats, a sticker,
and the tee.
And
good old
the tee.
That's a limited edition right
there. That was a cool thing, too, because we invited our fans to design a shirt, and a guy brought in that design on a drawing, and then Trevor made it into reality.
Awesome. Trevor's good like that.
Well, that's what I do,
He's
man.
a talent.
I try.
Ooh, Mr. Scott Hasty in the swag contest.
What we got?
Avid commenter.
Let me tell you everything I love about this. He's got the Liberty Tree Guns American flag,
Very patriotic.
where we believe in freedom.
Double patriotism.
All the freedom.
Most of us believe in freedom, with some caveats apparently.
Yeah.
But Scott Hasty, fan of freedom, fan of trigger discipline because his finger is off the trigger,
and fan of ear protection for his son, but not so much himself.
Well, it's for the photo.
I know. I'm just playing.
And his muzzle's pointed in a safe direction, and he's got that handsome little man. And you know what that handsome little man is?
His name?
He's named after me.
Well, I know he's a human, but his name is. He's been donned the Eli moniker.
Yep, that's right.
Something that I was thinking, guys, and this may be as controversial as Joe Jorgensen on the radio.
Oh my God!
Do you think
that sounds pretty controversial?
Right? Do you think that people who are hard of hearing, I don't know what the term that would not offend people would be. Do you think they wear ear protection at the gun range?
I am shocked, despite the best efforts of gun instructors and wise gun owners everywhere, at the number of people out there firing a gun with no hearing protection. And then they come out and they complain about the model of gun based on how loud it is.
Right.
Let me make this absolutely clear. Put me on screen for this, Trevor. I'm being dramatic.
This is important.
They can't see your
really
finger.
Important.
You need.
Let me be absolutely clear.
There you go.
You should never, ever fire a firearm without wearing hearing protection.
Right, but what about folks who don't hear so good?
That's because they've been firing a gun without hearing protection.
Right.
And it's a bad idea, and it will make you go deaf.
Effect before cause. Are you ready to do some more of this? That's a cute kid.
I'm not a doctor, by the way. I don't know. If your eardrum's already gone Take it up with your doctor.
Two things we've established on this show, Eli, is that you are
I'm not
neither a doctor or a lawyer.
You know who is, though? Our experts, our partners at U.S. Law Shield.
That's right.
That's legal defense for your self-defense.
Mm-hmm.
That is no limits legal protection for you if you act in self-defense. Any non-heinous crime, they will cover you and represent you from the first phone call, which you get a red hotline number on the back of your membership card that rings directly to a program attorney who is a gun owner, who is a Second Amendment and gun rights and self-defense expert attorney, who is going to respond, like physically drive to your location if you are detained or charged in any way. And then a whole team of attorneys will be on your side if you should act in self-defense. And if you use the promo code LibertyTree or use the link that we'll put in the comments, you get 2 months for free and you get upgraded to Platinum Protection, where you never pay a dime for increases on your program. It costs less than Netflix. And I'm not an attorney, but those guys are.
Yeah,
and they have your back.
And it's a good deal, Eli. In that video we watched last week, if that lawyer that helped that guy is any indication, all Brad Pitt level attractive. Mm-hmm.
Right, all movie star.
That's why I signed up.
Movie star, good looks.
Hey,
for your protection.
We only have a little bit of time left on the radio. Jo Jorgensen is coming up. We have adapted and thrived.
Yeah,
here
I switched
on the
back
Gun
to
Shop
my less classy glasses, but I'm going to go ahead and put on my classy ones this time.
Sweet. Yeah, those are your interviewing. Those are your interviewing a presidential candidate glasses.
Yeah, it's like Secret Service almost.
Okay, let's get back and let's find the winner of the Baby Mosin contest.
Okay, here we go.
Let's find out.
Scroll down.
Let's see. Scott Hasty's got 69.
Yep,
that's pretty good. Pretty
Leah
good.
Miller.
That's new. Kayla Miller, 118. She's in the lead
she's
right
in
now.
The new lead. Keep going, Dustin Mitchell.
Cute baby
he's
with
got that 50 count.
Oh,
the
yeah,
baby.
133. Where are we at?
That's
we got
a leader.
130.
That's a winner.
That's the leader.
All right, what else we got?
All right,
keep trucking.
Kurt Matlock swag contest.
Oh, he's working on his mower.
No, he's got 12.
Only
And then we've got Ashley going here with 375. Wow. Guys, I think we have a winner.
We have a winner.
That's
Nobody got close to
indisputable.
that.
No, I don't think so either. We've kept an eye on these.
Good work.
You know, this is
52.
titled the Swag Contest 2020 for a reason. And that reason is we might just do this every year.
Yup.
So get your swag now for free, because you're going to want it anyway, because you're going to have a drink and you're going to be sipping on it, and you're going to hear something absurd. Like you're going to take a drink and you're going to be like, hey, you're not allowed to have your scheduled guest on the show because we're not allowed to have it on the radio. And then you're going to go and spit it everywhere.
Yeah.
And how would you do that without a great koozie from Liberty Tree Guns? And you could do that.
That was elegant, dude.
Thank you. Thank you. Coming right back in the show overdrive. If you're listening on the radio, this is the end of the program, but we're still going to have Jo Jorgensen on. So jump over to Facebook, type in Liberty Tree Guns, find us live, and join us for the Jo Overdrive.
Commercial idea for net fishes. I walk into the commercial director, we'll call him's office. I say to him, "Hey, how's it going?" He replies, "Good. We got your commercial ready to go. Are you ready to listen?" "Yeah, but before I do, I have an idea I want to float by you." He says, "Okay," a bit sarcastically. And I say, "All right." And I clear my throat and I start singing this song, something similar. Net fishes, we're all really good friends, hanging out and stuff, and having memories to talk about when we were young. Net fishes. And I say the business name wrong, like fish nets. He replies, "That's terrible. And you didn't even say the right business name at the end. It's your business." Then it cuts to fish snatches. Net fishes, where we can all be friends. In commercial.
Buckle up, because belts just got better. With Core Essentials, the perfect fit every time. With 40-plus sizing positions. Styles for any situation. Whether in the boardroom crushing sales and taking names, on your next adventure, in the great outdoors, or when you're done for the day and ready to relax. Get your perfect fit with Core Essentials.
Kids are curious by nature. Do your part to prevent unwanted tragedy from striking in your home by doing these simple tasks. Consider gun locks and/or gun safes for storage of firearms. Don't leave your guns unattended where children could reach them. Discuss with your children the rules of firearm safety. Sign your kids up for hunter safety classes. Firearm safety in the household is your responsibility. Do your part to prevent unwanted tragedy from striking in your home. For more information, visit jaspercountysheriff.org.
This just in. Huge cave found beneath the heart of the city. Spelunkers shared tales of an underground cavern system in Carthage, Missouri. Locals report the entrance to be at 10th and Garrison.
Cave Gang Pizza. Stop in and enjoy wings, wood-fire pizza made with local ingredients, and our full bar. Bring the whole gang and uncover a legend.
The Gun Shop Show, the Gun Shop Show. What is it? We don't know. The Gun Shop Show, the Gun Shop Show. Here we go, it's the Gun Shop Show.
Welcome back. It is the Gun Shop Show. We are your friends in the gun business, and now the moment you've all been waiting for. I know a lot of our listeners and probably a lot of people tuning in just for this are super excited to hear from our next guest, which is Libertarian candidate for president, Dr. Jo Jorgensen. Dr. Jorgensen, thank you very much for being on the Gun Shop Show.
Oh, so glad to be here. Thanks.
As you know, we are a gun business, and so I'll jump right to something that is top of mind for us, and I know a lot for our listener base, and that is the alphabet agency known as the ATF. That's one of the questions I have for you. How do you feel about the agency itself? Would you keep it? Would you reform it? Or would you abolish it?
I would get rid of it. The only function that I can see that has any use, something about detecting bombs for the government. So we can move that to the military or some other function. But no, there's no reason we need to combine alcohol and tobacco and firearms.
Yeah, right here where our store is located, there is a liquor store next door. So we make the joke that you can get your firearms here. And so we've almost done the full ATF. But
all you need is a tobacco shop. Yeah, you just need a tobacco shop and you're good to go.
Of course. So my next question is, if you wouldn't mind to share, are you yourself a gun owner?
Yes, I am. I have an AK-47 that I bought when Bill Clinton told me we wouldn't be able to have anymore. So I bought it, basically because they were going to ban them. And so I thought, well, I'd like it grandfathered in. Now, I've never actually shot it. Like I said, I just bought it because Bill Clinton told me I couldn't have one. And I do own a 38 Special in which I have taken, gun lessons. And I had a concealed carry permit for a while, so I had to go to class for that.
You're in welcome company with the AK.
Yeah. Well, and let me mention, I grew up around guns. My father was a hunter. My brother was a hunter. And we had, above our TV in our family room, my dad had a custom built gun case. And he probably had like 15 rifles, never had a lock on it. We didn't care. It was just, okay, got guns sitting over there. It never even occurred to us to, try to break in and do anything with them.
Yeah, that's we've found, in promoting gun safety, and we work closely with our local sheriff's office and an organization called the Alliance for Child Firearm Safety. We've learned that the families that have that as part of their family culture, the belief in the Second Amendment and safety, are never the ones where the accidents happen. It's in homes where those things don't exist.
Right. And in fact, my dad did take me, I would help him. And by the way, I haven't eaten red meat in over 20 years. Okay. So I'm not a hunter. But when I was young, he did take me hunting for, I don't know, pigeons, ducks, I don't remember. But I do remember, oh yeah, I know what it was. He was friends with a farmer who had cherry trees, and the blackbirds would eat the cherries. And so I would go over there with him with the rifle. I was like 5 years old, and he pretty much had to hold the gun and I would pull the trigger. But yeah, so, I learned to fire a gun at a young age. And so I just didn't see the mystery. And by the way, and I'm not going to sit here and advocate that parents have guns that aren't locked. That's not my message here. Okay. Let me quickly make the disclaimer. All I'm saying is that our culture in my family was that we knew the guns were there and the mystery was out of it. And it never even occurred to us to try to do anything with them.
It was the same for me growing up, and we try to spread that message for folks that, if that's not part of their family culture, we want to help introduce them to that, so we demystify it and make it safer. So then would it be safe to say that you think individual gun ownership is something people would be an inalienable right?
Oh, absolutely. And if I were president, I would get rid of every gun law passed in the last 100 years and do everything I could to keep the egregious red flag laws from being passed, because basically you're having your constitutional rights taken away without even a fair trial. And last, I compare the situation, for instance, the law that was almost passed in Virginia. I liken that to when Governor George Wallace stood on the steps of the University of Alabama preventing Black students from entering the university. I see this as a constitutional right, and if states start breaking constitutional rights like that, then I think the federal government has every right to step in. That's
very refreshing to hear, because it's been crickets on several issues from the current administration. Gun owners they were real on edge when Obama was president, and they feel safe in the current environment. But we've had several issues lately. We had an episode recently where the ATF just all of a sudden interpreted a certain regulation regarding an AR accessory in a different way and started enforcing it, which has been a terrible thing for businesses, and also just doesn't make you feel very secure as someone like myself who makes a living selling guns. So that's probably the most overlooked issue. Is it's an economic issue for our economy, as well as obviously a Second Amendment right issue. Well, you sort of answered one of the things I had slated for you, which is one of your earliest memories of guns. So I appreciate that. So you definitely believe in gun ownership. What role does firearms ownership play in your mind in a free society? How should an individual look at their right to own a gun?
Well, as an inalienable right. And, a lot of people have said, you've probably said it yourselves, that without the Second Amendment, what good does the First Amendment do? We've got the Second Amendment to help us retain the rights of the First Amendment and all the other amendments. And a lot of people have said, well, but you don't need that big of a rifle or something. Well, you did, in the Rodney King riots in LA in the 90s, there have been instances where you have needed them. And just as a libertarian, I've been going out on the campaign trail, and in my stump speech, I've been saying that we believe that Americans should have the right to own any object, whether it's a gun to protect themselves or drugs for whatever reason they wish. It's the object itself isn't going to cause harm.
So to be clear then, I was going to ask you, where do you draw the line? Where would you say no one should be able to own beyond this? Do you draw one at all?
Well, I guess it depends on how dangerous of a neighborhood you live in. I mean, I can't imagine too many people wanting to go out and buy, tanks, but we'll see.
I'm sure they wouldn't be cheap.
That's the unfortunate, the sort of straw man argument is, well, what would you do when everyone started buying tanks? You can actually buy tanks now. Mm-hmm. I've had the opportunity to buy tanks, and it's never been a practical purchase for me.
So where would one go buy a tank?
There's several auction services for military surplus. And, that's kind of the arena that we operate in. We deal in sometimes surplus military gear and other things. And literally on the list has been a tank. And collectors buy them, private individuals drive them around on their farms. But, they're like $80,000. So you have to really have a lot of expendable income. And the type of folks that tend to buy those sorts of collectibles because they appreciate the history and, the functionality. They tend to be real upstanding citizens when they have that kind of savings. They're in that position in life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
people who do want law and order and do realize the value of law and order in a society.
Exactly. They're the kind of people that you don't mind that they own a tank because they're going to land on the right side of history.
Yeah, the market will regulate that.
We're breaking down some issues. She's already stated emphatically that she would disband the ATF, which is a welcome policy for gun owners and anyone in the gun industry. But I want to expand on that. So we love the sound of that. Tell us how would a Jo Jorgensen administration go in? It's week one. How do we start scaling these agencies and departments back?
Well, first, I'd like to point out that my very first official act will be to start bringing the troops home. So I know we need to scale back agencies, but the first thing I want to do is bring our people home, get them out of harm's way. And we hear so much about veteran suicide and all the problems with the VA hospital. So we need to fix that problem promptly. And then we just start in. I would say the ATF is important. Maybe you don't want to hear this. I would put the Department of Education next, although it's the Department of Education, of course, that gives us a one-size-fits-all in which students are being indoctrinated as to how bad guns are. So we gotta get rid of the Department of Education, and then we just go right down the line with all the alphabet soup agencies. Not all of them. I would keep the original. I would keep the original four. The Treasury Department and the Defense.
That's interesting, and I wanted to, maybe not spend a long time on it, but on the issue of foreign policy and bringing the troops home. I have seen that often framed as something that the military would disagree with or veterans would disagree with. And I don't want to speak for some of the guys on my crew, but I have guys that work for me that are former military, and that position and also the just how misguided some of the overseas interventions have ended up, that is a pretty popular position among people who have actually served.
Yes. And by the way, I have a Ph.D., so I am a scientist. I believe in empirical evidence, and I actually have data that supports that. And if you look, I'm sure you've heard of this or heard about this, but when Ron Paul ran in 2012, he received more donations total from the deployed soldiers overseas than all the other candidates combined. And a lot of people are so surprised to hear that. It's like, well, that doesn't make sense. You would think they'd want the military larger, but no, they're the ones over there seeing all the problems. And I've talked with many veterans on my campaign trail, and I had one tell me, I saw things that nobody should ever have to see. We just got to get home.
It's great. It's great to hear that. I'm glad that you have a voice to say those things. I want to go to the next issue, which is taxes. What is your position on taxes, and why is it theft?
So my goal is to get rid of the income tax, and that would give the average family about $12,000. I've been telling voters that you can spend your money better than any special interest or bureaucrat in Washington can. And so my job is to get the money out of their hands and back into the hands of the people who earned it.
That's a great idea. And also, I saw in one of your interviews that you spoke about making Social Security opt-in as opposed to mandate.
Right. Now, for the people who've paid in their entire lives, and, keep in mind, these people had their Social Security deducted from their paychecks before they even got their paychecks. And so we don't want to leave them high and dry. Now, their money was not going into, the lockbox that Al Gore talked about. Instead, it was being used to run government, for things that really government shouldn't have even been spending money on. So what I would do is sell a lot of those assets, such as fancy downtown office buildings and oil rights and mineral rights, sell those and give it back to the rightful owner, the people who are retired. And then for the younger people who know that they're never going to see a dime of it, give them an immediate opt-out to where if they don't want to participate in the system, they don't. And the system's going to go away pretty quickly because I can't imagine anybody wanting to stay in there.
Only the people that are near drawing it feel strongly that it should stay. Everyone else, I don't do any of my future planning based around whether or not I'll have Social Security. And I don't think most people, under that near retirement age do. I wanted to go back. You are a doctor and a scientist, so obviously you're someone who...
If you don't mind, I'm not a medical doctor. I've got a Ph.D. in industrial organizational psychology, or as my dad would say, not a real doctor. So, for the people who are listening, who are watching.
Well, actually, it supports my point even more, that point of clarification that you look at, analyze data and facts, and that is your expertise. So as an intellectual person and someone with that background, I want to know, have you always had libertarian beliefs? Did you develop them over time? When did you arrive at the candidate that you are today?
So I read Animal Farm when I was in grade school, and that pretty much changed everything. Also, 3 of my 4 grandparents are immigrants. And my grandmother, when I was growing up, would tell me how in the old country, which, by the way, was Denmark, they took all your money. And then when I got to high school and I found out that we had, let me back up, because I've had a lot of people ask me, so I guess you must have been student class president or on the student council. And my reaction is, no. I was horrified when I got to high school and realized that we had an elite group of people making rules for the rest of us. So I didn't like that at all. And I'm still not interested in politics. And when I heard about the Libertarian Party when I was finishing college, that's when I thought, oh, wow, there's somebody else who believes in what I believe in. I thought it was great.
That is absolutely fantastic. So lastly, you brought it up, so I'd like you to revisit it. Your position on drugs is different than probably any of the major candidates. Encapsulate what that position is
to decriminalize all drugs. And the questions I've been asking people when I've been going around the country is, when was the last time you heard of a liquor store owner trying to push gin in the high schools? Or when's the last time you heard of a vodka addict breaking into houses in order to support a vodka habit? Or when's the last time you heard of 2 liquor store owners having a shootout over the best corner? What we have now is not a drug problem. What we have is a prohibition problem. The same problem we had in the 1920s with Al Capone, with shootouts and killings. That's what we have right now in Chicago again, only instead of alcohol prohibition, it's drug prohibition. And I want to take the criminal element out of it. And if you don't mind my adding one point, and then yes, I need to go since I've already stayed over a little, and thank you for that. I was on a podcast in which somebody said, well, I'm with you on the marijuana, but crystal meth, I don't want to live next to a meth house. So we gotta keep the hard drugs illegal. And I asked him, well, when's the last time you heard of anybody making bathtub gin? It's only because alcohol is legal that you don't have to worry about that. I would much rather have Philip Morris or Seagram's making meth than possibly the person in the house next to me making it very dangerous for the neighborhood. So that's why we got to fix it. And, some people say, well, I don't use drugs. The point is even if your drug of choice is bourbon, which is what my drug of choice is, if we can have safer schools, safer streets, get rid of the drive-by shootings, and get money out of the criminal element by decriminalizing drugs.
Well, very eloquent way to put that, and you have done an excellent job explaining your positions. We sure appreciate your time, and we wish you the best of luck.
Well, thank you so much, and have a great evening.
You too. Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
All right, that was it. Everything that was so controversial that it could not be on the airwaves, you just witnessed it.
Yep.
You know, you are privy to all this censored material.
Mm-hmm. I would say most controversial thing she said, Philip Morris making meth.
Yeah.
Really not that controversial.
Now, I don't want to get off in the issues in the weeds of non-gun related issues, but the point was that Philip Morris made, okay, let me back up. Because people, if they're hearing this argument for the first time, might not have digested what she was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The point was, people say, oh, your drugs can't be legal because I don't want to live next to a meth head. First of all, we're talking about Southwest Missouri. You already live next to a meth
You probably
head.
live next to several, yes.
Yeah. So, and the point is, the current system hasn't done a good job keeping people from doing that. And when they do that illegally, it pushes them to the fringes of
desperation.
Not only desperation, but there is no mechanism to do it that doesn't risk going to jail, and therefore the worst quality things happen. Takes criminal activity sometimes to support that habit. And there's some evidence that when we did prohibition of alcohol, that the same thing happened.
Well, I mean, there's absolute evidence that that's what happened. That's how organized crime got started.
Right. So you might not like the influence that alcohol makers have today in terms of, like, Bud Light has a lot of leverage in the market when you see them advertising in the Super Bowl and everything, but they're not murdering people in the streets and buying off cops and
at least not nefariously, seemingly doing those things.
Well,
you could conceptualize that they're controlling politicians and affecting people's lives, but you have a choice not to do it, and it doesn't. You're not going to get robbed by someone who is trying to make their way in the underbelly of whatever when it comes to alcohol.
Right, because it's not a criminal element. So her argument was, although it'd still be a shame if your neighbor used methamphetamine, it would at least be controlled. And this has been tried, by the way, in Portugal has decriminalized drugs, and it's sad when people go there's clinics where basically they can get the drug that they're addicted to, and it's actually given it in a way where it's not laced with, like, rat poison.
Yeah, or car-related fluids.
And then sometimes they, with treatment and help, where they treat, is there an underlying emotional or psychological issue that is causing this person to go further in the depths of addiction?
There is. Absolutely.
And, it's not an excuse for the poor decisions of drug use, but it's just sometimes it's easier to combat it, and then it's done in a controlled way, and that was her argument. I don't think that I'm sure in an ideal world, nobody would make meth of any kind.
Right. And no one would use those drugs of any kind. But the fact is that we live in a world where they do, and they're illegal, and then you're instant criminal, or your desperation creates criminal activity. Overall, it's pretty obvious that the worldwide sentiment towards the drug war is leaning more towards the side of get rid of the prohibition of drugs and treat it as an issue. What do you call that? There's a term for it.
Vice?
Well, no, like it's an issue in society, that needs to be addressed, not, penalized.
Well, purely from a fiscal conservative argument is an overwhelming number of people being housed in prison are there for drug-based offenses.
Yeah.
And that costs a lot of money. And even if you want to take the callous approach of people can throw their life away if they want to, and addiction is not a disease, they're just a piece of crap. Even if you want to take that, does it make sense to house a piece of crap on the taxpayer just dime?
No.
It's like, let them go do that if that's what they're going to do anyway. Because if someone is so in the depths of drug addiction or just chooses to want to use drugs, do you think that person really lets whether or not it's illegal?
No,
overall?
absolutely not. It's like criminals are going to use guns whether they're legal or not. Like bad behavior or negative behavior is going to happen regardless of whether or not laws exist. Just the down and dirty.
Good point. Yeah, I mean, how do you make that argument for guns and not also in the other direction? But I don't want to get off in the weeds on that.
Yeah.
Abolishing the ATF. And I want to make it clear, I support that as I do. I'm not going to get into my politics entirely, but I support getting rid of most of the federal agencies. And if we have to have governing bodies, having those be as local as possible.
Right.
In fact, I give that kind of spiel in my classes when I'm talking about the governing body that manages concealed carry permits. At one time, it was done at the state level.
Yeah.
And the governor of Missouri abused the list of concealed carry holders and sent it to the, at the time, Obama administration.
That's not cool.
Who, it came out, used it to determine who could get political action committees and government loans. So they just assumed that those people would be conservative leaning. So again, government being corrupt as it tends to do, and it tends to be its nature. And they decentralized it and moved that to the sheriff's office level. And now, who you elect as sheriff makes a bigger difference on your life than some of these debates in national politics.
Right.
I support that. However, I recognize that we have an FFL system, federal firearms licensees. I'm not like challenging the ATF. I'm fully compliant with the ATF. We do... when it's time to be inspected, we follow all of the rules with logbook creation and compliance, and that's the nature of it. But this is certainly an ideological discussion that is worth having.
Right.
And it is more, it's not just, I think people are hungry for change, and saying that they're going to scrap entire government agencies is something worth discussing.
Well, I think it's something that needs to be looked at because over time they've just gotten larger and larger and larger regardless of which party is in power, and at no time has power really been stripped away. I don't want to be forced to live by rules that should affect someone on the East Coast or the West Coast or in Florida or in Texas or whatever, where, more regional governments are better suited for the people that are living there. And as time goes on, that just becomes less and less the case.
Not only is it better suited compared to a one-size-fits-all policy, but it is also easier to contain. If you get a corrupt, and we've seen this happen, if you get a corrupt local law enforcement agency where bad things are going on, it's easier to clean house and get rid of a police chief in a small town and hire trustworthy people than it is to take down a corrupt mega federal agency with thousands of people and a strong amount of power.
Right, where everything they do is justified by the laws that they write.
And
they get to make the rules. No one gets to come in and change those rules. Yeah. The rules just keep adding up. The books keep getting bigger of the amount of rules that we have to follow.
And you look at the example of bump stocks. Like, no law was passed.
Yeah, no one voted to make them outlawed.
An agency decided at the direction of the executive branch to just decide that you were a criminal if you had this thing. And that's an example of imagine if you went to, I hate to pick on them, but Carterville, Missouri. And
we're back to Carterville.
No, seriously, think about it. If Carterville, Missouri said AR pistol braces are now illegal. First of all, they wouldn't be able to make that a felony.
No.
And second of all, you'd have the choice of one, not going to Carterville, or having that struck down. And it's believable to think that you could get the Carterville police put in their place by trying to enforce a law like that. I'm just using a small little town example. But when the ATF does it, it's, they're the ATF. So you have to bow down.
You have to be afraid. And that's not freedom. And living in fear is not freedom.
And we have to be chosen with our livelihood over our ideology. I don't think you should be able to do that. But if they said, we're going to take your federal firearms license if you have inventory with pistol braces on it, I would have a real tough choice to make.
Yeah.
With all of the people that make a living working here and all of the customers that want to be friends with their friends in the gun business.
That's right. Now we're going to be advocates in the gun business.
Yeah.
And say some words that people ain't going to want to hear, but it's the truth.
It's the truth.
Yup.
And talking about issues is a good thing.
It is. I mean, we're not trying to drive wedges. Overall, it's really just having a discussion. If you disagree with us, let us know in the comments. I'd love to think what other people think, but I would think overall most people are going to agree, regardless of what their political ideology is, that they want freedom. They want to be able to speak their minds without the fear of repercussion from their government or any entity, any person. It doesn't matter whether you're government or your private sector. No one wants to have their ability to speak freely oppressed or suppressed or whatever you want to call those sorts of things. But overall, what happened to us today with regards to getting shut down, and not being able to have Joe on the radio, that is another form of suppression of freedom of speech. It may not be, the traditional sense of it, but she wasn't allowed to speak on the airwaves, on TV or radio. And the internet is now at the forefront of free speech.
Yeah, and we're given the reasons, and I don't necessarily talk inside baseball with what I respect. They told me that was what they were going to do, and if we want to be on there, they could have literally pulled the plug, and there'd have been nothing. There'd have been dead air or whatever else. So, but if that's true and it was out of their hands, what kind of a system creates that?
Right.
So
even if it is FCC related,
it's a conspiracy.
It sounds like Gary.
Yeah. It is. The laser beam.
Fires in California.
Okay. This has been a really good Joe Overdrive so far, but there's a few other things that I want to talk about before we get off the air.
Yeah.
One of those is 35 Whelen.
Whelen in the dealer.
Let me tell you about this caliber, but I want to tell you while we are showing on screen the Pro Outfitters mobile cam. Pro Outfitters are great partners in the hunting world where you can hunt 3 states from one lodge. We're talking white-tailed deer, turkey, all kinds of stuff. Pro Outfitters, they would welcome you taking this 35 Whelen to hunt white-tailed deer there at the lodge. You go to huntprooutfitters.com to get a hunt booked. Well, let me tell you about 35 Whelen.
Lay the details on us, man.
Hang on, I need a sip.
Now, that's bullet, right?
I'm not going to do a spit take.
That's a bullet, traditional bullet. Is that center fire, rim fire? What are we looking at here?
Yeah, we're talking center fire. The 35 Whelen is a powerful medium-bore rifle cartridge that does not require a magnum action or a magnum bolt face. The parent of this cartridge is the 30-06 Springfield, which is necked up to accept a bullet diameter of 0.358 inches or 9.1 millimeters. This cartridge is more powerful than its parent, especially in killing power on large game. So what you essentially have is a 30-06 casing. Can we see that on screen? Can you pull one out, Logan? Yeah.
What's 30-06 mean for us? If you were curious and you didn't know, what would 30-06 mean? What's the...
Sure. So I want to remind people that cartridge designations are up to the designer of the bullet. So they vary in the format in which the justification for what they're called is developed. But it's a 30 caliber bullet, and it was designed for the 1906 Springfield rifle.
And that was primarily used in World War I?
Two.
Okay.
And then also, well, it's developed for World War I, you're right. But that saw use all the way into the Vietnam War.
Oh,
so
okay.
that cartridge...
Yeah, I think I remember that.
That cartridge was the sniper rifle of choice. So...
That was when the AR-15 came into play, was in Vietnam, and replaced that for the primary military firearm?
Well, we'd already replaced it with the M1 Garand for semi-auto.
Oh, okay, yeah. I
but
remember
what
that
they
one.
figured out was you needed both. Some people needed a sniper rifle,
right?
And some people needed something lightweight that was good for up
for
to
rucking.
400 yards and running through, rice paddies and things of that nature. So what you see on camera is a 35 Whelen cartridge there, which is a necked up 30-06. And look at that big fat bullet.
Dude, that thing looks like a crayon. It's so big.
Look at that. That is 9.1 millimeters. So you're looking at, it's as big as the bullet on a 9mm pistol, but obviously tons of power. So let me continue on about
stepping it down too towards the tip.
35 Whelen.
More deets.
Hand loading is popular among 35 Whelen owners because of the wide variety of available bullets in comparison to commercially loaded ammunition, although we have several flavors right here on the shelf. Pictured from left to right is a 275 grain soft point bullet, a 200 grain plastic tipped copper bullet, and a 110 grain frangible revolver bullet for varmint hunting. And a 270 grain cast bullet for metallic silhouette shooting.
Now, I have a question about the varmint element that you discussed. Most varmint rifles are 22s, so why would you need a 35 Whelen varmint variation?
Not all. That's not quite.
I mean, when I think of varmint rifles, I think 22s.
So they are smaller caliber. They're not 22 long rifle. Typically, they're more like 22 250, 223. But you're right, more like a 22 diameter bullet. But what they're drawing is the distinction that in this one cartridge, you have a 275 grain soft point bullet, which is a ton of lead. But if you step that down to 110 grain, it's less than half the weight of lead.
Okay.
So you're getting a smaller, faster moving projectile in the same caliber. It could be fired out of the same gun. So So with the 275 grain bullet, you could probably hunt elk. You could hunt elk. Absolutely.
Yeah,
could.
definitely.
But
Probably more effective than my method of hunting elk.
What's your method of
chokeholds?
Yeah. Can you do an elk call?
Yeah. I won't do it on the air because then we'll be inundated with elk.
Just do it.
You just do
All right,
it.
it's like,
yeah,
No,
that elk has cancer.
No, but
What, he's a smoker.
Here comes a velociraptor. I see him. They're encroaching now.
You brought him back from extinction.
That's how good of
That's
a call it was.
yeah, well, I mean, it's
no, an elk is
unintended
like
consequences.
Can't do the high pitched noise.
Oh, I wouldn't have guessed that was an elk.
Yeah, but I bet you wouldn't have guessed a real elk sounds like it sounds.
No, I probably wouldn't.
No, it sounds interesting.
Yep.
The 35 Whelen was developed in 1922 as a Wildcat cartridge. Remington Arms Company standardized the cartridge as a regular commercial round and first made it available in the Remington Model 700 Classic in 1988. This was developed in 1922, and it didn't become available as a commercially, round that you could buy off the shelf until 1988.
Wow.
Quite a span.
Blast from the past.
Right.
One version of its origin is that it was designed by Colonel Townsend Whelen.
That's where they got that name from.
When he was commanding officer of the Frankfurt Arsenal. In a 1923 issue of American Rifleman, Colonel Whelen refers to it as the first cartridge that I designed. So apparently there's some debate about where it even originated. So this is speculation.
Double controversy on the gun shop show?
Two controversies.
That's too much controversy.
One of them that nearly destroyed an episode, and another one that we just, discovered just now.
Just rolled up on it.
Yeah, 35 Whelen.
Well, I bet you, Mr. Whelen never got censored on the radio.
Probably not.
Yeah.
He's like, what's the radio?
And they're like, Mr. Whalen, what do you want to talk about? He's like, I'm talking about how I made this bullet. And they're gonna be like, oh,
there's a lot of red tape.
Yeah.
There's a lot of.
We got a lot of lawyers on the phone.
Yeah, but just don't know what it would take.
The law says no.
By the way, during this commercial break, you're gonna hear 47 political ads, and but what you want to do is entirely too controversial.
Mm-hmm. We're shutting you down.
Yeah, we're gonna need you to go. If you could just not do anything that anybody cares about, that would be great.
Actually, if you could just do everything that everybody else is doing,
Yeah.
be a team player.
If you could just not do anything.
If you could just go ahead and stop right there.
Hey, man, yeah.
Nice circle back.
Yeah, good job, Logan.
That's what I'm here for.
So proud of him right now.
In his 1940 book, The Hunting Rifle, Design, Selection, Ballistics, Marksmanship, Colonel Whelen gives a different version of the origin after describing the 400 Whelen.
Whoa. That's a lot of...
Wait. They went from what Whelen to 400?
You're talking 35 Whelen to 400 Whelen.
Whoa.
What
That's
happened
just
to
a decimal point.
Bro,
36 to like 399 Whelan?
So it was all Whelens to be had.
Oh, I see. I'm glad they didn't call it 35 Townsend.
Next up,
the same ring to it.
On the Gun Shop Show, we're going to be wheeling and dealing in 36 Whelen, 37 Whelen, and so forth.
Mm-hmm. We didn't tell them about the dealing, though, bro. We're talking all about the wheeling.
Oh,
We're skipping
that's a
out
good
on
idea.
the dealing.
Let's make 35 Whelen and 36 dealing.
Okay.
It would be funny to make cartridges just so we could come up with clever names.
Rhyming names. Well, I was thinking
what
more
was
like
the one we found?
the
It
bins.
was like, it was like 17
HMR?
22 HMR?
No. It was
Erger Splitten Loudenboomer?
yes.
Yeah, that?
What was it?
I think it's Ergen Splitten Loudenboomer.
Ergen Splitten Loudenboomer.
That sounds like something that you'd hear from. Yeah, right.
Well, the guy that designed it initially wanted it to be a really fast varmint round.
Uh-huh.
It broke 5,000 feet per second. And I think the closest he got was 4,600, which is still pretty smoking.
That's pretty fast.
Yeah, but he didn't do it. He didn't make it.
Oh, he made it.
He made a funny cartridge name.
Ergen
Yeah, he did.
Splitten, I don't even know how to spell it.
Ergen Splitten Ear Splitter. Is it
Loudenboomer.
Loudenboomer? Is it because it breaks the sound barrier and makes a loud boom?
That's really why he named it that.
See?
It makes a lot of sense. If you
Great
don't
minds
think
think alike.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm reading something interesting I want to share.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
okay.
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
interesting, man? Tell us.
This comes from an article on the topic of 35 Whelen. It says most people think that the 35 Whelen cartridge, which is a 30-06 necked up to a 35 caliber, was designed by Colonel Townsend Whelen.
Oh.
As a matter of fact,
Uh-oh.
Oh, great.
it was only named after Colonel Whelen, but it was designed by James Howell, who was then with the famous firm of Griffin and Howell.
I've never heard of it.
So, conspiracy.
How?
How
Somebody else trying to
can that
take
even be?
somebody try and take credit
How's
for
that
somebody
possible?
else's work is what it sounds like to me. One way or the other.
Interesting.
You wanna? Are we going diving, man? We're gonna go deep diving out there.
Okay.
What are we down for?
Here's the thing.
The dealings.
We're gonna die for the deals.
Here's the thing.
Dip, dive,
Tell us-
deal, diving.
Dive, dodge, deal, and dive.
Those are the 5 Ds.
Earlier in the show,
Which? How early? Pre censorship.
before I got very, I'm fully gruntled now. There was a time when I could be described as disgruntled,
Fully gruntled.
but I'm fully gruntled. We were talking about some of the new things that are happening in the store.
Yeah, what's happening in the store?
So we're restructuring some things to make a better experience for our customer. And one of the opportunities that has been born out of that is sort of our challenges become your gain. Our loss is your gain. And one of that is
Correct.
we've had the opportunity to get some massive shipments of product.
We're talking big shipments.
Top products.
But
big shit.
One of the things that's interesting is it becomes a surplus scenario. There's so much of it.
Yeah.
That we could not display it in the traditional way, like on pegs or shelves. And so we've developed a method of bins and color coding.
Yes.
And so my original idea was to get some great big, they're called Gaylord boxes. I didn't know until I went into business the term
neither.
Gaylord box.
Me neither.
But that's like the boxes that cantaloupes come in the grocery store.
Yeah, they're like huge industrial
watermelons
boxes.
and whatnot.
Yeah, watermelons.
So you're talking like you got a pallet and then you got a 4x4 box, and these are used in the freight industry to hold a bunch of something.
Gotcha.
And I was going to use those, so I even went and a local company hooked me up with a bunch of them. We even trimmed one down, and we realized over time that they were like too big and too cumbersome.
Yeah.
So we've adopted. Can you go grab a crate?
Yeah, I can do that.
So these crates, you're going to start seeing these a lot more in Liberty Tree Guns.
Yep.
These are going to be integral in our business model. And these are these mesh-sided straight wall containers that will house bins and bins of discounted items.
It's all about the bin.
Germans. Yeah, thank you. It's
You're basically the joke savior. You know that?
I feel like the goalie.
You're keeping it out. I feel like you're the assist on this. Like I'm throwing the alley up and you're ooping it into the hoop.
Okay, I'll take
But
that.
it's not a good alley oop. It's like way off, and Eli somehow saves it last minute.
Yeah, okay.
It's a team effort. Okay,
No, it is. I'm not saying it's not.
I'm getting it 80% of the way there.
Yeah, 80% of the time he gets it right every time.
That's right. Time to musk up.
So what we have here is this bin, and we're going to take these surplus items that we have, and we're going to color code them and place them in the bins.
Yes.
And then all you have to do when you come in is look for anything with the color code. And right now, it's blue.
Blah.
Blue color-coded items will go in the bins, and they'll all be 20% off.
So those blue dot specials.
And you got it. People don't believe it that we are really discounting everything 20% off. And some of my own staff, they said, Eli, are you sure? This is good stuff. This stuff would sell without being 20% off.
Right.
And I said, you know what? There's so much of it. It's a problem. We can't even walk through the back of the store.
That's true.
And I just want the customer to get a good deal.
Right.
So when you come in, you will see these crates. I'm getting a little weird audio feedback. Are you picking that up?
I'm not getting audio feedback, but it does sound like you're kind of breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, it's like overdriven a little bit.
Yeah.
It's the Jover drive.
Yeah, that's what happens in the Jover drive.
That's right. Okay.
I think we should show people the bins.
You mean like go mobile on the Pro Out?
Oh, wait a minute. We didn't even show any 35 Whelen rifles. We have a bunch of them.
I kind of showed one. It was in the case. We have a bunch of single shot 35 Whelen rifles.
That's all you need when you got a big old bullet like that.
I think it's time to turn up the Pro Outfitters. Yeah, while Logan gets that all fired up while he's staring at the screen.
Bam. Actually, it's ready.
I was just kidding
crap.
with you. Uh-oh. What are you pointing at?
Okay, I'm
man?
ready.
Okay. So, oh, man. I was going to say something. It was going to be profound, and I totally lost it. But that's okay, because now we're mobile. When you're mobile, Cam.
Oh.
He just gone crazy.
Gone.
There it is. I mean, we're going to get better signs than that. You rest assured on that. But yeah, we've got some items in there looking dope. What is the BB? Are those BBs?
That's a big old can of BBs.
Oh man, blue dotted for 20% off. What are we charging folks for that?
$4.02.
So that's 80 cents off.
Yeah, that's pretty good savings.
Yep. 20%'s a good deal.
Dude,
I don't even know what that is.
Well, Remington bought one of those from the bin.
Yeah.
and that thing is crazy bright.
Oh wow!
It's like a keychain light.
It's $6 off right now
with color coding. And I honestly, if he had not gotten one and shined it in the back, I would have underestimated that light.
Right. Oh, what's that? Are those
are
charging handles?
Nope. That is a scope base.
Oh, scope base.
Lurpole.
It's all about the scope base.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All that she wants is another scope base.
And we're gonna have more. That was great.
Thanks, man. What is that? That's a magazine.
Yeah.
Is that the kind of magazine that would get you
censored on the radio?
Well, I was going to say blackmailed by
a gun
or
store.
extorted by
Someone
a gun store.
call the California Department of Justice and the FCC.
Oh,
we
man.
got 30 caliber clips up in her. Bore snakes.
Man, a lot of cleaning supplies in there. Yeah.
Logan is
well discounted. Bore light.
Bore light. 20% off. So this is all
That light
good
is
stuff.
such a bore.
You look at this brand new stuff.
Yeah, it's all new. It's just so much, and there's such little amounts. Like we can't just dedicate shelf space to this stuff.
Yeah.
So
come
you win.
in, get the blue tag items, and you get 20% off right out the gate, off the top.
20% off the sticker.
Right now you're looking at 4 bins, but as soon as we can, we're going to have 6, 10, 12 bins. And this system, this color coding system, is going to be integral in our business model going forward. So there will always be, as we source this types of deals, shipments, we will put things in the bin, and so there will always be something in the bin. It'll always be color coded to make it easy to know what discount you're going to get on any particular item at any time.
May not always be blue, but there will always be a color, and there will always be savings attached. And you know, I love saving money, guys.
Me too. It's super fun.
Yep.
And that's actually just a fraction of the stuff.
Oh yeah, that's like what 1/30th.
We barely scratched
1/40th.
There's going to be tons of bins, tons of savings,
Probably
tons of items.
That's probably 10% of it. Not even that. No,
I would say
That couldn't
probably
even be 10.
4 to 5%.
Yeah.
Single digits.
Easily single digits.
Man, I'm excited to have all that stuff out. It's going to look so cool with like this whole display. It reminded me of like the vegetable aisle at Walmart or something.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
what
It's
we're going for.
Display of product out where you can just reach in and you just reach in and you feel the savings generate up your arm and into your heart and minds. Because we're your friends. We're your super best friends in the gun business.
Yeah, super best friends. SBFFs. Wow.
I just imagine like we should put that on our branding materials, like super best friends in the gun business. Like really lean into it with emojis and stuff. That's a joke, by the way. I don't really believe that we should do that.
Okay. I was
Yeah,
worried.
I know you guys. Like when I start talking business and jokes, it's like, is he being serious or is he joking?
I couldn't tell.
I'm only serious whenever what I say is works.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, then it was a joke.
You know what, guys?
Okay.
Being censored is exhausting.
Yeah? Are you tired? You need a little nap now, man?
Yeah, I just
You went to battle, dude.
I'm a little disappointed in myself for having the reaction that I had. I'm a little disappointed that it happened. I'm a little bit feel like it made me choose a kind of a side that I wasn't trying to choose.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
And so, but you know, if you want to bake a cake, you're gonna have to crack some eggs, and
That's right.
That's what we did today. So, I appreciate y'all being here. I'm sure having this sort of thing happen is not new to Joe. You know, we didn't bring it up with her because they were clear that we only had a limited amount of time.
Right.
Yeah.
And we appreciate that time. And again, I know it's going to circle back to who you had on. We will have on any presidential candidate that wants to come on the show.
Yep. Vermin Supreme. You want to come on?
Presidential candidate.
That would actually be a better fit for our show.
I don't know that he will ever actually get the Libertarian nod, but
he can't even.
Yeah, like he can't even win the primary in his own party. But he's pretty dominant.
I like
in the Libertarian Party.
I like the rubber boot.
I
like
think
it all.
overall, like he's just a caricature for like the worst case scenario in the party.
You know.
Do you think he believes that Joe Biden is a lizard or a robot?
Both. You can be both.
Who are we talking about?
Vermin Supreme.
You don't know about Vermin Supreme?
Time for pictures.
Pull up Vermin Supreme.
Oh, time for pictures.
While Trevor pulls that up, I want to say, it's crazy to think that you hear about all the censorship, and you're like, well, maybe they were exaggerating or something like that, and then it happens to you. And you're like, well, I guess it actually is happening.
I know, and you, when you work all week to get ready for something, and you work for longer than that to make it happen.
And we were really excited to have her on. I mean, we talked about it all week.
And it was creating waves already, just the fact that we were having her on. And then just...
last minute.
But again, I'm not beefing with anybody. Just caught me off guard. And it is what it is. But
no hard feelings. We're going to get that content out there one way or another.
It's going to be on the internet.
One way.
This is Vermin Supreme.
Okay. Show him to me.
One of his many platform policies.
What's he wearing?
That's a rubber boot hat.
Yeah. Then he's also got the animal print sports coat.
And what were you saying about? Wait, is that like half animal print, half like American flag? Or
no, I think that's like a.
Okay.
He's got a tie on, but he also has an ascot. That's an ascot, I believe.
Oh,
guys.
okay. Okay.
So he advocates for a free pony for every child and adult, and mandatory toothbrushing laws.
Oh, wait.
Well, let's check his teeth.
Time out. What?
They're not bad.
Why does he think everyone deserves a free pony?
That's his. He doesn't say they deserve it. It's see, there's the toothbrush.
Yeah, definitely.
Dude, that is awesome.
Industrial size. He's the magical janitor.
Yeah.
That's his broom / toothbrush.
I agree with him that everyone should brush their teeth, though.
He campaigns fairly hard every cycle.
Yeah.
Does he really?
Yeah.
I've never heard of him.
I wonder how.
How he affords it?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
And also, I'm not sure if this is like the most beautiful, longest running troll of all time, or if he's an actual crazy person.
Yeah,
or
probably a little bit of both. But you'd almost have to be a little psycho to want to be president, because it would be non-stop interruptions.
Go find a clip, because I feel like Logan might think that I may. So type in Vermin Supreme platform. Supreme pizza.
Ooh, pizza sounds pretty good.
Where the heck am I typing?
If only I knew pizza place in town.
Yeah, they probably got censored.
Their pizza got censored.
How do you think their censors taste?
Probably.
All right, what are we looking for? Vermin Supreme for president?
I was looking for platform statements.
Oh, okay. Platform state.
You already put platform in.
Yeah. When I'm president, everyone gets a free pony.
Second one down.
2 minutes to Mr. Vermin Supreme.
Thank you. Gingivitis has been eroding the gum line of this great nation long enough and must be stopped. For too long, this country has been suffering a great moral and oral decay in spirit and in sizers. Our country's future depends on its ability to bite back. We can no longer be a nation indentured. Our very salivation is at stake. Together, we must brace ourselves. As we cross over to the bridge work, into the 23rd century, let us bite the bullet and together make America a sea of shining smiles from sea to shiny sea. Now, friends, some people will tell you that this mandatory toothbrushing law is about the secret dental police kicking down your door at 3 a.m. to make sure you've brushed. Friends, it is not. Some will mention the dental re-education centers or the preventative dental maintenance detention facilities. It's about none of these things. It's not about the government-issued toothpaste containing an addictive yet harmless substance. No, friends, it is not even about DNA gene splicing to create a race of winged monkeys to act as tooth fairies. Friends, what this mandatory toothbrushing law is really about is strong teeth for a strong America. My name is Vermin Supreme. I am a friendly fascist. I am a tyrant that you should trust, and you should let me run your life because I too know what is best for you. Yes, I am a politician. I will promise you anything your little electorate heart desires because you are my constituents. You are the informed voting public. And because I have no intention of keeping any promise that I make. Vote early, vote often. Remember, a vote for Vermin Supreme is a vote completely thrown away. I would like to take this moment to acknowledge my mother, who is in the audience here today. Please stand up, Mother. Please stand up. If you can stand up, please stand up. She's going to try and stand up so you can acknowledge her. This is my mother. There we go. And 5 years ago this April, I gave her a kidney. My challenge to you people, everybody on the stage and everybody in the audience, give up a kidney.
All right, thank you, Mr. Supreme.
Mr. Supreme,
My challenge
welcome
to
back.
you is to give
Thank you,
up a
sir.
kidney.
Like some of the other candidates.
that is so good, dude.
Former
Yeah.
Governor
First of all,
So let's get him on the show.
incredibly eloquent,
Yes.
well spoken.
I'm listening to it. I'm watching it. I'm trying to read between the lines. Like maybe he's thinking metaphorically or something.
Yeah, no,
he
not at
meant
all.
literally. Everything he said was literal.
He said gingivitis has been eroding the gum line
I
of
was
this
thinking-
great nation for too long.
What is he trying to say with that? He means what he's
Yeah,
saying.
he was pretty blunt on the whole thing. You know,
It's not about the dental re-education centers all around this country. It's not about the addictive but yet harmless substance that we put in the government-issued toothpaste. Beautiful.
Yeah, he would be a great guest.
Let's get him on. I mean, we'll get censored, but let's do it.
Well, he is a candidate for president. Is he this year? No, he wouldn't be because he would have had to have gotten the nomination.
I don't know. A lot of times he runs independent in like Vermont. So we'll have
Yeah,
to
it's kind of
check.
like Colbert ran for president in South Carolina alone.
Yeah, it can happen.
Isn't that silly to think? Like, I'm going to run for president, but I'm only going to run for president in the state of Missouri. But what if, and not going to happen, I get that because, you couldn't go on the radio or anything, but if you're going to, like, what if you won president of the United States in your own state? That'd be pretty nuts to imagine.
So I would bet, I don't know this to be true. This is speculation and maybe going off a vague memory that I have, but I feel like in some of our earlier elections, there were people who won states but were not in all the ballots, and then therefore they had electors, but they did not have enough. So, I mean, theoretically, you wouldn't have to be on the ballot in every state,
right?
And you could still win. I'm not a. Oh, here we go. I am not a. What is a person who
an electoral?
No. There's a.
What does this start with?
Help me out here. Help me out here. What does this person do?
So you're talking about the process of.
Okay.
Not social studies, but
government,
history,
political.
There's a gosh
something.
darn word for this.
Yeah. Political science.
Nope. It's a civil
discourse, discussion.
Type in
civil wars.
Expert on election. No, wait. Gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Elections.
A meteorologist.
How do you spell
Chiropractor?
elections? Predicator. Expert who claims. Expert.
This is a lot of waste of time, guys.
Yeah.
We're disgracing the Joverdrive with this.
This reminds me of when I couldn't think of the word vocabulary, so I said I have a vast definition knowledge.
Did you really do that?
Hey, man, it works.
Fantastic.
It works.
You're proving that you have such a vast vocabulary that you can't think of the word vocabulary.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what's happening right now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not. Man.
What's it the opposite of?
It bugs me. It's like.
Expert.
Civics. I'm not a civics expert.
There you go.
That's what I was going for.
We even used the word civilian.
I know. I just couldn't get there.
Yeah, it's
Civics.
okay.
I'm not one of those.
Yeah.
Here, you know what? And I'm also not a bona fide newscast.
Or a doctor.
So I'm not a doctor. I'm not an attorney. And I'm not a bona fide newscast according to whoever is in charge of shutting down interviews.
Yeah, you know what, man? You need to get you need to get it in school, become all those things, and show them. Or
let's get certificates.
Or right. Or just all you need is honorary diplomas, right? That's all it takes.
Right.
You know, you just wow some people out of college and all of a sudden they make you a doctor.
That's right.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it doesn't happen to everybody, but it happens. You know what I forgot? I was going to wear my medal today, guys. I didn't wear my medal.
Oh, yeah, you got a medal.
Yeah, I got a medal.
For what?
I medaled in running. I ran a 5K, and I got second place.
Congratulations.
Out of all the 40-year-olds. So I had that go. Yeah.
But the other guy was on crutches.
Well, yeah, right?
No,
yeah,
I'm just kidding.
He was in a wheelchair.
Yeah, he was in a wheelchair,
He was like,
high speed.
Like, that's not fair.
His arms are like this big.
The little thing, he's like, that's so mean. If you're in a wheelchair, we don't mean to poke fun. We're just making fun of how slow I am.
And it would be absurd for a person in a powered wheelchair to be in a 5K.
It would be a huge waste of time for you.
And battery power and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about supporting the cause.
So, you know, when you come in the store, you're going to find our salesmen are wearing orange shirts now and make them easily distinguishable. Mm-hmm. They'll soon have name tags, so you will know who you talk to and who you are talking to. We also have a new position called the sales coordinator who handles all of the background checks and things of that nature. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's going to be a great experience for people coming in. You know, being able to get help almost right away and not have to wait on someone to finish the documents.
Documents.
And the new store's coming right along.
Yep, got the floors done.
Floors are looking.
Seen them today.
It was kind of frustrating for a while because whenever I'm doing a project, I have a plan, but then on top of the plan, I had to just go vibe on it, you know, like I gotta walk,
take it all in.
I gotta soak. How does this need to be? And I gotta let my instincts kick in. And for a while, the floor was where I couldn't walk on it.
Yeah,
because they were in the process of sanding them down. And
so you just hovered over it.
So I just tried to use my mind's eye. And when I use my mind's eye, I imagine things how I want them to be, not how they are. Like in my mind, I don't get censored.
Yeah, typically.
But in reality, sometimes I do.
It would be sad if you were getting censored in your mind as well.
No, you know what I did that has happened to me, though?
You get censored?
I dream in things that I shouldn't have to deal with in my sleep.
Wait, what?
Like work?
Yes, but at one point, Trevor and I were crack programmers working on vast amounts of inventory, importing in suppliers.
Yeah,
and
we should draw this out or make this to where the listener can imagine. Just if you've ever seen The Matrix and you know the wall of letters and numbers coming down, that's what we were doing.
Spreadsheets and spreadsheets of SKUs and prices and product descriptions and everything under the sun, specifications, and we would work in that, and we were trying to pipe all of this data over to this other place where customers could get to it, and it was a very technical thing that we were doing. But in my dreams, I existed as a portion of the spreadsheet. And I could, I knew that this couldn't go from this column to this column without going through me. And in my sleep, I'm a little bit concerned about whether or not this process is going to happen. And I wake up tired.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've done the same thing. I used to do production photography work, and I would be thinking so much about the process, and I wanted to make it simplified, you know, with programming, that I would dream about the process, and I would just make these production artwork in my sleep every night. I would just be making them because my mind wouldn't shut off. It was like, how can I make this better? How can I make this better? How can I make this better? And it just keeps running through the process over and over and over again. And then, you know, I ended up doing it, but I know it's not fun.
Cool.
Makes for a long night.
Yeah, you don't feel rested.
I read a thing that said that you don't have dreams of your phone because we're in a simulation. Have you guys had dreams with your phone?
So I saw someone point out, how come my phone is in my hand pretty much all the time, but I've never seen it in my dreams.
I have never had a dream with my phone in it.
I don't think I have either.
I don't know that I've ever even thought about it.
Which means you probably haven't had a dream with your phone in it. But I don't.
It's weird.
Well, how is
I don't
that?
know. I'm not buying it, guys. I'm the
I
skeptic
don't
on
know,
this.
but still, at the same
Are
time,
you
it's just
skeptic on the
strange.
fact that the phone doesn't appear in dreams, or that it means anything?
No, that it doesn't appear in dreams. It's appearing in someone's dreams. I guarantee it. I'll probably appear in
Probably
my dream
the person
now.
controlling the simulation.
Well, I mean, all right. So I don't remember where I
You
saw
know what's
this.
sad?
What?
Apparently, people are controlling the simulation in real life.
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, I figure if this is a simulation, it's my simulation, and you guys are just here with me.
Why'd you censor us, man?
Why did I?
If you're this is your sense.
I don't mean like.
Why are you censoring us, man?
Hey, I got to do what I got to do, guys.
Oh,
all right,
okay.
you
Fair
know,
enough,
I got dollars
feelings.
making the
You're cashing the checks.
thing, you know,
Uh-huh.
and I gotta have challenges, you know. Like I sleep and I make artwork in my sleep.
so
It's the
you-
same thing. Like
you
in my
censor-
simulation, I gotta have challenges and hurdles to overcome. Because if we didn't have this hurdle, guys, to overcome, we wouldn't have all the controversy that's swelling over this entire thing right now. And we're huge on Reddit already. I guarantee it that this happened. Yep. And we're probably going to be in the tens of thousands of followers in our Facebook group after this because, you know, you're welcome. I simulated it. You've been simulated.
Oh, sweet. I appreciate that. So let me get this straight. You made this hurdle just so we could overcome it.
Well, yeah, you got to have.
Oh, that's good.
You got to
That
have
makes sense.
trials and
I gotcha.
tribulations, man.
It's like when V kidnaps Evie in V for Vendetta, and
Brainwashes
keeps
her.
her prisoner, and then she thanks him at the end.
Yeah.
That's
Or
us.
Yeah, that's just
like when Dwight
Stockholm
raises
syndrome.
his cholesterol just so he can lower it.
Right.
I don't remember that, but that sounds completely realistic for Dwight.
But good reference. V for Vendetta, one of my favorite movies.
Mine too. The top
Yeah.
two. It toggles between that one and.
That's
Oh,
two
right,
Wachowski
right,
movies mentioned in this show alone.
Yep.
Good. They make good movies. You can't call them the Wachowski brothers anymore, but we won't go into why that is.
Yeah, they kind of ruined the Matrix.
It's just
for
the
me a little
Wachowskis.
bit.
They well, man.
Well, they didn't really ruin it.
Walk
but
away from it.
It made me.
It's-
I was like, wait.
It was still a good movie for what it was.
It
Talk
was.
about simulation. That movie, it really did a number on my brain.
I think about that every day.
I'm sorry, we're boring Eli with movie talk. This is Boring Eli with movie talk time with Logan and Trevor on the Gun Shop Show.
Anyway, we should get on Netflix. That'd be super cool.
Yeah, we just.
We need that Netflix
Yeah, we
deal.
would.
I don't know about that, man. They kind of let it go on there.
Your gun background behind you would just be a bunch of black bars where they have like cut them out.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I think they'll do just about anything for
The show. Show. Here it's the show.
be more like the Unshop Show, the Unshop Show.
We're gonna take your content off the airwaves.
Mm-hmm.
Show.
We're coming live from a real store.
Not like any of those fake stores.
Yeah, right.
It's the real deal and not simulated.
We got off in the weeds there.
Yeah, well,
we probably should go
a lot
ahead.
of this has been. Yeah,
Let's
we
wrap
probably
her
should
up.
wrap it.
I appreciate you guys for staying with us this long, and appreciate you dealing with the censorship with us. It means a lot to us.
Yeah.
And it looks like we're actually gonna go ahead and wrap up. Real quick.
Yeah, I mean, it means stuff.
So catch us next week.
Thanks to Joe Jorgensen. Thanks
Yes,
to
thank you so much.
Zimmer Radio. Thanks to
everybody.
1041 Springfield's Talk. Thanks to KODE. Thanks to our listeners
and all our sponsors.
We love you. We're too hot for TV. Too hot for TV. Yeah, it's like the hot potato show. Too hot. We should, when we put this up, we should rate it too hot for radio. Too hot for TV.